That's not what CEO presented. He was, you guys, come on, you guys. Okay, so then there you go. He said if you have a child, oh my God, Penny, I'm done. Fix it for me, because I can't. He said if you have a child that's gay or non-binary, no, you fix the way you interpret shit. I know somebody else on the street understand what I'm talking about, and I'm not gonna sit here and fight for
What I'm saying is, I don't need to have a gay friend for my kids because I have gay cousins. So I need to have a gay friend in case my son is gay.
Okay, that's your friend.
So what are you talking about?
That's you.
Somebody gay in their family.
That's you. No, you don't know. I don't. I don't have anybody gay in my family. You know, I have a fucking huge family. I got 6 fucking brothers. And what's going on? You gonna tell me what I have in my family?
You're lying. Somebody's lying.
Oh, you gonna tell me?
Lisa, you may be right, but I'll wait till you pop off to say that I was wrong.
Okay, whatever. I can't stand you, CEO. I swear to God, I can't wait to beat you. Then I'm gonna beat you up. That's what I'm gonna do.
It's absurd and it's crazy to try to defend it.
No, it's not absurd.
No, that's fine.
Nothing wrong with it.
Got some Illinois here.
Right?
Got some District 16 voters.
You need diversity in your life, right? Then you understand other people. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying you don't have to go out to a try to include the gay person and do that.
Okay, whether it's your cousin, your brother, your uncle, your son,
That's gay.
only thing he's saying is be diverse in your friend group, right? That's all you're saying. Nigga, you said you got a cousin that you're friendly with. That's your friend right there.
That's my cousin.
Well, that would mean you're friendly with your cousin. Okay.
He's super gay.
Oh my God, what is super gay?
Summer camp prisoner. You show me a prison at summer camp. Yeah, but no women, no female contact for 10 years.
He didn't do anything in that prison.
Y'all family say anything about y'all say something about the predators, the predators about y'all leave him out. It's like y'all leave him out.
No, there's no way.
Because all you can say about Biden, listen, all you can say about Biden is it was non-conventional. That's all you can say. It was non-conventional. That's it.
You refuse to hold your own accountable.
But sniffing hair is not sniffing hair is not having intercourse with children. Sniffing hair is not having intercourse with children. I wish Trump all he did was sniff hair. He's having intercourse with children. He's taking virginity away from children. So if sniffing hair, that's all you guys got, I'll echo it to that. Sniffing hair is not having intercourse with a child who is in the AC.
Who's this saying? Trump? Is this Trump saying this? Is that Trump, Patty? Or who is that?
I think that was BT.
Okay, BT. So put, put Trump on a creepy scale of 1 to 10, and put Biden on a creepy scale of 1 to 10. Where do you rate them?
Over a 10.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
He's being dishonest. He really is being dishonest. That's it.
God.
What was the
This is
Well,
Yeah, y'all
I'm not gonna try to-
Trump said he thought his daughter was attractive, and if he was waiting to see if he got the same titties as his mama, as her mama, and if he wasn't his daughter, they would probably be, and Biden is somewhere close to that.
And you remember on the what was it? That shock jock guy.
Howard Stern.
Howard Stern, that was when he was talking about the titties.
He asked, what do you and your daughter have in common? And he said,
They both love sex.
we both love sex. My dad has never said nothing like that.
Yeah, like what?
I wish my father was my mom.
And Biden is somewhere close to that. Come on, brother. You can be serious.
They're pedophilia defenders. Why are we surprised? Just call them what
This is what I'm saying. That's why when the Epstein shit, don't get your hopes up, players. These people do not care. They don't care.
Let me speak now.
I care about we don't care if children are getting involved.
Y'all don't give a damn about Biden. We know from that.
It's not about Biden.
All for Biden again, and we back to Trump on bullshit that we already
No, because we don't know Biden to be, we don't know Biden to have predatory behavior. We don't know him to have predatory behavior.
Bro, Biden is a general white man. He's a general white man.
That is weird.
That's the biggest difference. Biden is not black man.
They say, well, Trump is super nasty. I said, we talking about Biden. How does y'all get back to Trump? We know Trump nasty. But y'all admit that this man nasty. And then
I mean, Biden is a general white man. What do you?
y'all came up with an opinionated barometer of how nasty each one of them is. That's why I go,
But Biden doesn't have anything like what Trump has.
What is nothing?
Nothing. He doesn't even have no cheating allegations. He got his own answer like that.
no,
Trust me, just gotta
it's weird.
whatever they tell you, just say, well, at least Biden does not fuck kids. That's it. That's all you got.
But the thing is, here's the thing. I remember a day. I remember 6 months ago, y'all was talking about drag queens reading books to kids in Barnes and Nobles, and trans people being in the bathroom, and how the kids, and it's fine if what you want to do, but when you start bringing it to the damn kids, that's when I got a problem. And and now it's we already know Trump is nasty. We already like everything is movable with y'all niggas. And I remember maybe about the same 6 months ago, it was like, oh, I stand up, I don't play with the kids and all. Now y'all just don't care, bro. Where is y'all scruples? Is anything gonna stick? Is it gonna be a point where y'all gonna say, alright, that's a damn enough. I can't be rocking with this. Everything can't just be up in the air. And y'all niggas got kids. Is this the example?
These are probably the type of people they have around their children. So they're used to this shit. You know how you got your blinders on because it's become part of your life. Yeah, so it's okay.
Y'all cannot keep trying to do it.
What about
Talk about something correct. It's weird, it's biased, and it's not cool. Y'all as black people should be ashamed of this.
There is no whataboutism because there's nothing to what about when it comes to Biden. He doesn't. Those pictures have nothing to do with predatory behavior. There were photos taken. He's very. How the photo was taken just because.
I don't think he does much good on other old ass white man. Like, in general, like, y'all was better off on the racism talk, but now he's not really a weird motherfucker. He just don't do weird shit. He'll fall off a bike, he'll forget what he's saying, but y'all cannot compare a nasty creep who talks about going in with little girls
We can say that.
When your partner doesn't reply to messages or calls, stay calm. Open the locator app, insert.
Something you had in common with Donald Trump. Yeah, okay. How many times did you?
The young person. I don't know. We kind of look for the interview.
My daughter's beautiful, Lena. She, by the way, you adore her. She's beautiful. Big fusion is a piece of ass. No, that's got me in a good way. So, but you like my daughter, she's talking about, you know, what are you doing? And she's studying algebra. And it's like, it was so embarrassing for me to walk in the street. Everything's like a perfect day. So she said, the time is 30. She's like, and you're probably, I would say, the greatest judge of beauty on this planet. I would create a TV show for you where all you did was just judge women. And that may be the best idea of all. It's a simple thing. It's a half hour and we strip it out all. I said the whole time, you know, you own this pageant, you go over, you look at the girls, it's like one of them comes up to you and says, Mr. Trump, you're a very sexy man. You're beautiful, make a fantastic hair. But you're a powerful man. Right? Right? You're a powerful man. Right? I want to sleep with you. And you're not the type that would say no. I don't want to hurt their feelings. Right? No, I mean, you see a beautiful woman, you want to have that. You're nice to have everything. Well, could that be construed, however, as a conflict? Yes. I don't know. It could be a conflict of interest, but you know, it's the kind of thing you worry about later. No, I see. Think about the conflict later. The question is how can it not be construed? It's not even. I mean, some of these foreign girls, you know, Mr. Trump, my country, we say hello with vagina. What you could also say is the honor of the pageant. It's your obligation to do that. So you have done that. Well, I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show. Yes, and everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else, and you know, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go there because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. You know, I'm inspecting it. I'm making sure they're like dogs. Is everyone okay? You know, is everybody okay? You see these incredible looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that. Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari.
make the rest of Jubilee. And all of a sudden they'll go for abuse and he's not here as well. Go back to the comment. Really, fight back. Fight back, Eleanor Mount. Because you win, Emperor.
What was that? My claim was there was general economic profession against role-based tariffs and the tariff generator is economic program. The Mormon was pushing back on that claim, saying that there is diversity of opinion in economic profession.
I mean, this is more so thing, thing. Some people think that it's okay to defend pedophilia as a person.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, I did see a discussion on CNN the other day where they were saying that a lot of people were surprised there hasn't been more blowback economically from the tariff policies so far.
Hey, can I make a comment on what you just said? I keep on hearing people say CNN stats and these, different areas of information. But when you look outside right now, most people are suffering. Not all. I'm saying most. Are losing their jobs, rent mortgages are ridiculous, food prices are through the roof, gas never went down, blah, 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 blah. But this is what I'm saying. We keep going by these so-called data polls from CNN, MSNBC, Fox, all these different media platforms, giving these statistics, and I think most people on this platform, if we're going to be honest, know that inflation is unbearable. It's the worst we've ever seen. And we have some...
Literally isn't.
Before I get interrupted by Trump, let me get my thought out, because Trump...
No, it's just reality. It's just going
Can I
reality.
get my thought out without getting interrupted? Thank you. I don't... What you also notice about Trump, of course, whenever you speak against this bullshit regime, they get off their speaker and they like grab it.
He's taking us facts.
Like this guy. He can't resist. He has to do it because he's in the cult. Everything is fucked up. If Biden didn't do a great job either. I'm not going to sit here and cap for him. I mean, let's be honest. Biden put us in a lot of fucked up situations. But what we're doing right now is we have a guy right now who is a pedophile, rapist, Epstein, 34, charged felon, who just got put in office to be the bad guy to implement things that we're seeing right now. This man started an insurrection. This man, every comment, like the one the young lady just played a minute ago, he thought his daughter was attractive because he's messing with children. And nobody says nothing because they're so bent out of shit and caught up in the racism. The reason he won with the people that he got is they're racist. First is the Mexicans, first is the blacks, it's everybody, it's the gays, it's everybody. But these people have a problem, and it's like you're either in it or you're not. And the people who's not in that bullshit bag of bullshit see it for what it is. It's a hate-mongering system that literally is hurting even their own constituents. Even some of the bankers supporters are jumping on board right now. Because they know this dude's a rapist. They know this dude's the Epstein shit, trying to cover the foul up and trying to divert your attention with the Obama shit. He hasn't even been president for what, how long now? And you're bringing him back up, yet you was teeing it up with him at Jimmy Carter's funeral. But now you need a play. I need somebody to throw the blame on Sleepy Joe. He ain't president no more. We can't blame Sleepy Joe no more. We can't blame Obama no more. We have to blame who's in office. We have to blame this regime. His thing is to divert people to bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Look at your investigations of Martin Luther King. Nobody asked for that shit. We just want to fucking know, are you a pedophile? Yes, you are. Are you a felon? Yes, you are. Do you know what the fuck you're doing? No, you don't. I got a bullet point list right now of every fucking thing he's done wrong in this country. I'm not going to read it right request, I can do so. But
Alright, so Charles, my question for you is, outside of your personal opinion, what kind of objective measure do you use to determine how well the economy is doing? No matter who the president is, what do you use to decide how good the economy is? Jobs?
jobs at the lowest point ever. They're cutting federal jobs. They're cutting jobs everywhere. So who's going up just, let me say it again, real quick. Jobs. If there's no job, people can't make money. It's that simple. When you have AI determining through an algorithm what mortgages and what rent is going to be, which is what's happening right now. There's people who are homeless right now, not because they can't afford to live somewhere, but because we got an AI software system now telling you an apartment is $2,500 and you got to pay 3 times that. Like, this is the shit that they're doing. They're making it unaffordable for anyone to live. You go to the grocery store right now, everything is out of control. I know you guys go to the grocery. Don't act like you don't go to the grocery and see what the fuck is going on. You can camp all day long and sit here and shit and stuff that campaign is how you want to. But I'm telling you what it is. It's hard economic times right now. Even for people who are making decent money, they struggle. Middle class is done. It's either when you're poor or not. You're either 1% or you're poor. You take the middle class out and you ask me how do we know that the economy is what it is? People are getting priced out of everything. I don't know if anybody in this room can put a one in the chat if you feel like the economy is fucked up. That is that simple. Put a one in the chat if you feel that way. That's all I gotta say. I mean, anybody who says otherwise is just sitting over here bullshitting and taking that man's talking points. Even his own constituents see that shit. The people who voted for him are saying that. But here we got some people hanging on just because he got them in a trance. He got y'all hypnotized. He got y'all drinking the Kool-Aid like that dude, Jim Jones did with Kool-Aid. Y'all got it.
Did he answer your question, CEO?
Kind of. So, the first 6 months this year, we added 750,000 jobs. Last year, we did add 1.1 million jobs. So last year was better, you're correct. I just said that. I said Biden added 1.1 million last year. So yes, the economy was better. But when you're calling like 746,000 over the first 6 months a disaster, I would think a disaster would be like a neutral number or a negative number. No, these are W2 jobs.
Okay, but maybe.
Okay, so you're adding a new measure that you look at in terms of the type of jobs, like how you measure that?
Yeah, I think you're looking at it like this. A minute new job, I'm gonna be the people that the jobs don't go. Yeah, you agree with that. But what I'm saying to you is this. When you watch the federal jobs getting today, when you watch big companies laying out people with unprecedented amounts of folks, AT&T's laying people off, Ford is laying people off, UPS is laying people off. I mean, it's every big company is doing that, preparing for AI, preparing for robotics, whatever the case is. But this is the man that promised more jobs day one. Inflation's gonna end day one. Day one, gas prices are gonna get lower day one. I'm gonna make sure there's no wars. All this bullshit promise, we knew that was a lie. I mean, come on, everybody knew that. But just the fact that this man promised all this shit and didn't deliver on one thing should let you know what it is.
Okay, so I just wanted to go to your next comparison. So hourly earnings are up 3.7% this year. Last year, we were up 4.2%. So, again, not great, but not horrible. Bureau of Labor Statistics, does that count? Bureau of Labor Statistics? Bureau of Labor Statistics. Bureau of Labor Statistics.
So I'm reading Yale's budget lab, right? So I'm gonna go to Yale budget, right? I've been projecting that tariffs will slash 0.7, 0.9 percentage points from 2025 GDP, leaving the economy 0.4% smaller, shrinking payrolls by 540,000 jobs. They found that it's dampened business sentiment, it's lowering 2025 GDP to 1.4 growth to 1.4% of the odds of a recession to 45%, stalling the Fed cut rates. They also report that some of these businesses are absorbing the tariffs, delaying the pass-through to consumers, but warm prices will rise soon. They noted tariffs have contributed to 2.7% year-over-year CPI rate rise in June, hitting toys plus 1.4%, beverages plus 4.4%, appliances plus 1.9%. The forecast of tariffs driving a 1.7% bump in inflation, costing U.S. households $3,800 annually. They're talking about the GM's Q2 Q2 results showing a 1.1 billion tariff hit, projecting up to $5 billion in annual costs. Stellantis lost $350 million. Farms and crops, auto, aerospace, pharmaceuticals lost 6.6 to 7.8 billion in 1 week due to the trade policy uncertainty. And federal appeal court temporarily blocking Trump emergency tariffs, citing inadequate authority under I don't know, right? So it is slowing growth, and you made that relevant when you talk about comparing last year to today. It's gonna get worse.
And to add what you just said, the answer to the question from this man. I mean, I'm gonna just move down a brief number, like, we got tariffs to make the houses, building houses higher, the price higher, building houses. You know, this man has literally cut money, and to HBCU, it's school, in the Black Scholarships Universities, in the job, inflation and trade crimes have risen. He's criminalized freedom of speech and protesters and the press from reporting anything that's going on without penalizing. He cut Medicaid, plotting on cutting Social Security, ended the college loan, the little plans they had to pay back their loans on that could help people. Cut that. He's still an American state of the dog. When Elon Musk was in there, he stole the data. No one said shit. Gave the American people false lies that Christ dropped the thing, but that didn't happen. He said out of his own mouth, he can't go with inflation and the kind of thing. He denied he knew about Project 45 and implemented most of it 100 days in. He cut Section 8 and food assistance for the needy. He raised taxes on the lowest earners, but lowered it to the 1%. He cut federal jobs from aviation and traffic control was causing crashes everywhere. He cut veteran hospital staff for veteran suffering. He cut the weather prediction, and when you look at the National Weather Service, cut funding for them, PBS, and now when storms cold, you don't even get fucking alert. FEMA is damn near decimated. It took 4 months to even try to come to Kentucky, which is one state it took 4 months, and people still aren't getting sick from the flood. We can go on and on and on and on and on. And yet, we're going to have other folks sit on here and captivate, even though some of the policies he passed, if not all, are affecting you, the ones who sit there kissing his ass. Because this guy, they're drinking the Kool-Aid. And it's amazing to me that the people who are suffering the most are the ones who harm the most for you. If you're not in the 1%, if you're not wealthy, nothing he's doing is beneficial.
Trump, you have a habit of bringing up 100 topics, and we're really discussing one. So.
But you heard them all. What I said is what I said.
It's just not useful because you just basically dump all over the place. Try to be focused next time.
What's the Muhammad you're talking about? Like, I feel like a butterfly, I feel like a bee, bitch. I ain't talking about, a bee. Get off my dick. How about that bitch ass nigga? Anybody?
Yeah, you did. I got it. You can't focus on one topic. I got it. Okay. I'll know for next time. You got it.
When it comes to go away,
this is a projection, right? They've been investing before this 2025, so let's not say that. Right, so it's totally different than the talking point. That's just not the thing.
I respect that more than you keep it on traffic for all the bullshit he's doing in the country. Just the reason he like him is he hates people enough.
Dude, tell me you're referring to.
Exactly. Any other reason?
Dr. G, you asked me a question earlier. I just came back so you could finish that question. So,
What was the question?
yeah, I was just asking to who you were referring to. I was talking about the fact that I was open there in the morning. I said, you know, honestly,
You gotta get trucks and race.
I've been Democrat since '93, so you know,
I don't believe the party. I don't believe the party. I think both of them are full of shit, to be honest. But I'm gonna break it down like this. I'm gonna call it like I see it.
You know that. You don't need to talk
I
right
don't
now.
like that.
You don't need to talk right now. Other people are trying to talk. Other people are trying to talk.
Trey, go ahead, because I think Dr. A.G.'s busy right now. So go ahead and what was the question?
I don't know about the Yankees question, but this is
Alright, what report are you putting about the 550 or the $500 million investment? I mean, this is. I think that was a deal that was made under Trump. That's not a deal that was made. That ain't gonna come from the Trump people.
There's $1 trillion coming into America because of Trump, but I don't really.
The Japanese have always been investing in the United States. To be honest with you, the Japanese have always been investing in the U.S., so it's not.
CEOs, and kind of the trucks too.
Probably job creation is going to be AI. I think as a matter of fact, layoff, but there was a layoff of people leaving the EV sector. So
Electric vehicles and $270 trillion what
Wow, $270 trillion. That's amazing. Okay, that's like more. That's more of a net number of all of the countries, I think.
It is. It's not money.
I just need to know where you give me.
Dude, I'm about to discern you. $470 trillion is per annum of the $1 trillion, $470 trillion move around the world every year. You act like Donald Trump didn't just grab half of it.
Where are you getting these numbers, though? That's what I want to know.
What is capitalism? Is growing.
One at a time. Stop it. Y'all doing too much, because now I can't hear you.
Why do you think I'm so drunk that I said $400 trillion? It's slippery.
Hey, okay, guess what? I'm going to the game. I'm going to you. Learn how to be quiet. Who's off mic? Let me see your mute. Go ahead and make your statement. If one more person come off mic, you're gonna fucking get dropped. I'm tired.
I try to CEOs and other things, like, and who's intelligent, darkness intelligent. If you're gonna have folks on the stage talking about what's going on all the time. They help
Truck. I'm not doing this with y'all today. Okay, so go ahead, Trent. Where's Trent at? that?
I don't think he's alive anymore.
He's too busy talking to his liver.
Imagine Trent being offended by somebody else being so drunk.
You know, what amazes me is when y'all come with these statistics and y'all can't even pull where you get them from. Y'all pull it out the side of your neck. I mean, it's hilarious.
No, the one I pulled came from the Yale budget.
No, I'm not talking about you. Yours is accurate. I'm talking about this 157 trillion shit that I heard.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're really the only one on the platform I've heard thus far that's come with some real shit. Like everyone else, just besides myself, I come with real shit. But you and me are like the only ones I'm hearing saying real shit. Like you talk to the people. If you get outside of your little clubhouse bubble and walk outside and walk into your local supermarket or walk into anywhere that is big and something, most people, if not all, will tell you the shit is much worse. So all of the statistics don't even matter to me. I'm going off the people I see every day. And it doesn't matter what the sector you're living in, it's affecting us all. It's even affecting some of the wealthy. Because even some of the things that they want to do, like shit, I can't even rent houses out no more. Because Section 8 constituents anymore because they're cutting the shit. The farmers are losing money from this food stamps being cut. It's not only affecting the poor, which are mostly white, by the way. The whole image.
I grew up like that.
So I'm saying to you, look at people who receive benefits, white people.
Okay, sir, check this out. I gave you a chance to speak. You didn't want to come off mic when I gave you a chance. So now you gotta go on mute. Let truck finish what he has to say. Truck finish.
I think what happened was the people who voted they voted off the emotion of hanging on other cultures and thinking, yeah, if we put him in, the white man will be first again, and we're gonna run the land and we're gonna be back in control. Little did you know, all of the shit that he's implemented is affecting your dumb ass. He's cut off. When you look at all of the federal funding that goes to Section 8 food stamps and all that, white people receive it more than anyone. So now you got people in hillbilly cluster, West Virginia, who voted for him.
I'm in Georgia, but
I'm sure you are.
Right in the middle.
Yeah, I can smell the moonshine through my phone screen. I'm saying the U.S., bro, this shit backfired on you motherfuckers. Everyone who voted for him primarily voted off their racist instincts. And it backfired. That motherfucker fucked you up. Black people are used to struggling. We've been through the struggle ever since we've been in this piece of shit. But we always endure and we always rise to the occasion. So you can cut the funding to this, you can cut the statutes to that, you can cut woke to this, you can do all this shit. It ain't gonna stop us. We ain't gonna do nothing. That's what we do. That's what I do. You motherfuckers, hold on, you come here. You motherfuckers that voted for him are gonna suffer because you voted for our demise. You voted for us to suffer, and look what happened. Little Betsy Jones in Appalachia, Kentucky can't get her medicine now. My grandma can't go to the program.
It took me 2 months.
Okay, let Matt Cool's cousin talk. Go ahead.
My grandma Betsy Sue can't get her medicine and her benefits. You voted for the shit. So deal with it.
Dude, I'm proud to fuck your grandma like she's second Julia.
Okay, so let Matt Cool's cousin, sir, speak. Go ahead, Matt Cool's cousin.
No, sir.
No, he said he went up the Appalachian Trail, like, you know, he went from Georgia to Pennsylvania like I did. It took me 2 months to learn that far. Like, what'd you do on the Appalachian Trail, bitch?
You hear this drum motherfucker? He's the one who voted.
The Appalachian Trail.
That Trump constituent, that motherfucker installed it right there.
When I got out of the Army in 2010, and I was afraid to be wrong either. And I went to the Appalachian Trail.
I'll give you a cash down for $20 if you can spend hard.
acronym or do you?
Spell Army.
A-R-M-Y.
What'd you say?
A-R-M-Y.
Look how long it took him to think. Look, congratulations. He was paying all money. Why? And this is what fucking voted for him.
Yeah, but I was a combat medic when I was in the Army, and I was a vet, you know, and I got shot, I got bored, I got nailed, I got hurt, and all that dumb shit. But, like, when I got out of the Army in 2010, when I was 35, shit, I was like, fuck you, I didn't like being around people. And I went up on the Appalachian Trail, and I went from Georgia to Pennsylvania, and it took me 2 months to walk. Like, do you understand, like, how hard it is for certain people to do what they do?
And it is from the right? It's just a close to the you listening to.
I mean,
Democrat.
you're not a Democrat.
I am a Democrat. I've been a Democrat since 1993, girl.
So why the fuck did you walk? I was just trying to why you walk.
He probably has PTSD, yes.
Yeah,
I thought he was like Forrest Gump.
It was an inability to be around a lot of people. Yeah, exactly. Say it again. That is literally what it was about.
Have you gone to the VA?
Not enough.
Well, you need to, because they're cutting services. Well, not services. Well, they have cut services. They cut some services.
Yeah, I know.
You need to see them while you get the chance.
Your beloved Donald J. Be there. That's your beloved Donald J.
Honestly, if it ends up being like that, I just,
Don't say that. Not in your face.
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, if it's not worth living for, why am I living for? Is it worth living for, or is it not
I
worth
don't
living
want to talk about the tariffs because this is really.
I mean, I don't know
for?
why.
I'm asking you, is it worth living for, or is it not worth living for?
Yes, it's worth living.
I don't know why people don't see the terrorist thing going right now as market manipulation. Because
Well, I'm not being a terrorist, I'm just saying.
I'm not talking to Trump gas, I'm talking to
No. So we're not
Oh, I'm
going to
definitely
that's his own personal issues. Okay, Trump, sir, maybe you need to go call the hotline before it completely closes down. And you need to go see VA. I'll let the chat.
611? I know 611.
Well, you can go talk to someone, please. I don't think it's fair for you to be walking.
I don't know why.
West Virginia to Pennsylvania either alone without contact because you don't want to be alone.
I was just talking about how long it took me to walk from Georgia.
We don't care right this moment. He needs to go get some help. You need to go get it on this stage. You got it. We're not into it. Let's get back to the terrorists.
All I want to say about the terrorists is, I feel like he's actually doing market manipulation. You know, he'll implement, he'll claim he's going to implement There we go.
Okay.
He'll implement the tariff
I'm not trying to hurt you, but I'm putting you in the go, okay? I'm bringing you down to the ground, okay? We're trying to have a conversation, and I think you need to get help. This ain't it. This ain't it for you. Okay?
No, I feel like the market manipulation happens when he says he's going to do a tariff on a certain country by a certain date. And you notice when he announces it, the stocks go down. Then when he says, I decided not to do it right now, we're going to push it down the road to another day, it goes back up. So what happens is people hear him say we're going to put tariffs from this country here, stocks go down. They play in the whole stock market game. And then when it goes back up, it gains off him saying, I'm gonna put tariffs on this person. Oh, I changed my mind. I'm
I'm gonna do it all through purpose. We decided we're gonna go ahead and put a tariff again on there. We're gonna push it down like 90 days. The more he keeps doing this shit, it's market manipulation because it goes down after the tariff, it goes back up, and he pushes it up. So if you don't see that, and you don't look at it in real time, there's this kind of trade going on. You know, people smart enough to see what the fuck he's doing, they play along with it. Like, oh, here we go again. But, you know, it's just, I don't know. Congratulations, Trump. He said something that makes sense. Everything I say makes sense, contrary to your belief.
I mean, the problem is, can be investigated. Official Adam Schiff was anonymous request information. Definitely looks like one. Maybe they can investigate something around Trump. Pro-Donald Trump.
Hello? Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought my thing went out. And let me see if I can find something. Uh, what up, Brooklyn?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you.
Uh,
Yeah, I was silent. What happened? Yeah,
I get 2 minutes late. That was 2007.
what happened? Drunk one. Yeah, it was a drunk one. That's the other one was just, try to keep it that loud. Not on either side. What Jared said that I don't remember that. Magician and the drunk one said that he didn't take MAGA and he didn't vote the Democrats effectively. Who is it, Kareem? I don't know. It's like his name is Sir. I'm sorry, everybody.
morning, good afternoon, whatever it is for you.
Afternoon.
Well, I know it's afternoon, but some of y'all wake up in the afternoon and then your morning.
I know I sound like I just woke up, but I didn't. I'm just tired. It's fine. I want to take a nap, actually. I want a meeting. What you like to play?
Obama responds to Trump's allegation of treason.
Oh, yeah, play that.
Let's see. Trying to see. Has anybody heard if he responded, like, outside of just the letter?
I didn't even know he replied.
Let me go ahead and play this. y'all hear me around music mine?
We hear you, but I don't get the.
Bizarre and ridiculous allegations Trump made against him in the Oval Office just hours ago. So here's some of what Trump said.
The which you should be talking about is that good President Obama absolutely called Tulsi Gabbard. What they did to this country in 2016, starting in 2016, but going up all the way going up to 2020 in the election. And they tried to rig the election. We found absolute, this isn't like evidence, or this is like proof, irrefutable proof that Obama was tenacious, and Obama was trying to lead a coup.
Right, trying to lead a coup. Now, usually anyone associated with Obama just ignores all that. They don't respond. But that is not what happened this time. Obama's spokesperson responded in part, and I quote, "Out of respect for the office of the presidency, our office does not normally dignify the constant nonsense and misinformation flowing out of this White House with a response. But these claims are outrageous enough to merit one. These bizarre allegations are ridiculous and a weak attempt at distraction." Joel Simmons is out front now, and the former Republican governor of Minnesota, Tim Pawlenty. I appreciate both of you very much. So, Joel, look, this is a change to come from Team Obama. It's a spokesperson, okay, but it's a change. And to come out and to speak like that, bizarre allegations are ridiculous and a weak attempt at distraction. Now, Trump said that Obama was trying to stage a coup, so that's what caused this. But what do you think? How significant of a departure is this for Obama to actually say, okay, we're going to respond?
First of all, pre-Rex of the man who was sort of affiliated with the January 6th insurrection and the Capitol for accusing people of trying to stage a coup. Obama, a few days ago, came out and went after Democrats and said, it's time for Democrats to be, to speak up and to, not do so much navel-gazing and get out of the and so I think a lot of Democrats said, well, a lot of people are speaking up, they're marching, they're stepping up, and what we're aiming at President Obama is, now I think we see President Obama stepping up too. And so he's stepping up and saying something to the American public. He refuses to sit back and allow Donald Trump to accuse him of being a coup. Remember, it wasn't just what he said. Trump said in the Oval Office, President Trump said, he also released a video on his social media network showing Barack Obama being arrested in the Oval Office.
And maybe that is part of what prompted the actual response here. It is a change, right? And it's a change coming from the former president, so it matters in that respect. And Governor Pawlenty, Speaker Johnson is now saying that he would not be opposed to subpoenaing Obama to testify before Congress over these allegations. Here he is.
I have no concern about that. If it's uncomfortable for you, you shouldn't have been involved in overseeing this, which is what appears to us has happened. There's a lot of allegations on the table. Our job is to go and follow each of those trails and to find out the truth.
Obviously, that's coming in the context of the changing of the topic going on in Washington, especially with Johnson away from Epstein. But I'm curious as to whether you think Obama now taking the sharper tone and stepping up as opposed to being quiet and trying to take the high road, is it too little too late, or does it matter for Democrats?
Of course, former governors, former presidents always try to be a little measured as to when and how they respond to their successors. President Obama has been very muted in that regard, with a few exceptions. But in this case, President Trump called him out directly, and President Obama answered the bell and swung back. Aaron, like you, I read the Mueller report. It basically concluded that the Russians did try to interfere with the election, but there was no actual proof of coordination in that regard. I'm not aware, nor have I seen any public reporting that President Obama somehow ordered something inappropriate relative to that investigation. If Tulsi Gabbard or the President Trump has that kind of evidence, then they should bring it forward. Otherwise, seems like puffery.
Well, absolutely. That is certainly not helpful at the political climate we're in this country. But Jamal, Obama fighting back, and I hear the governor saying, look, this was specific, and something specific, perhaps merited a response. And maybe we don't read into it an overall change, but there are so many in the Democratic Party saying, come on, where is the leadership? Who is going to be the standard bearer of that party? And someone who has certainly
seems to be trying to take that on and testing different ways is Gavin Newsom from California, constantly going after Trump. After for a while tackling the other way to say, well, I'm going to talk to man, I'm going to talk to all these people, I'm going to figure it out. But now he's posting things about Epstein and Trump, and he just said this about Trump and his immigration policies.
It's a weakness masquerading as strength. That's what I don't like about this stuff. I don't. And forgive me, I know he's the president of the States. Forgive me, I didn't, he calls me new scum. Come on.
To attract anything into your life like a gift, just listen to this before bed every night. It will reprogram. So what do you think of that, Jamal?
I just think it's pretty hard to use profanity. But I think Gavin Newsom is the one that I hear the most about from people who don't work in Washington and don't work in politics. And the reason why I think I hear about Gavin Newsom is because he's out there and really taking on Trump in a really forceful way. He'll go anywhere on Fox News or any other channel and he'll do anything to kind of make his case. And I think a lot of Democrats are looking for somebody, it's not really about policy, but somebody who's got the attitude and toughness who will take on Trump. We'll see how that works out. But what we have seen is California, his poll numbers have gone up from 38% to about 56% because I think voters like to see him take on Trump and not just sit back and try to find a conversation.
Networking and shit like that.
Oh my God, it's lying talking. And he ain't even white. It's supposed to be White Wednesday.
For me, my worst experience.
Ultra-left policies in California and in San Francisco, I just don't see how that's going to sell nationally, notwithstanding his gifted oratory skills.
Gifted oratory skills, of which he has. I don't know if calling someone a sub, might be put in the category, but he does have those skills. Whether you count that or not.
Are we in the policy era? I just don't know that we're in the policy era anymore with Donald Trump. I think we've moved to a different phase of the game. I think this phase of the game.
Sir, you're not stupid. You're a genius.
What she said.
What did she say, sir?
Bro, I love my mom. They definitely hated on me. I'm the most genius on the
Hola, chica.
Hey, who you calling nigga?
¿Qué pasa, chica, baby?
¿Cómo está?
He aquí el Cordero de Dios, poquitos buscados del mundo.
Tell your wife I said hello.
No, she doesn't want to speak to you.
Why, huh?
Be quiet to the beach.
Why am I being told?
Because I'm the
Why am I the beach?
What are you talking about? Be quiet to the culo. What?
How am I the beach, motherfucker? You bitch ass nigga. You fucking Haitian motherfucker. You fucking Haitian bitch nigga.
Fuck you too.
You fucking Haitian motherfucker. Yeah, you're an ancestor bitch. Fuck you, whore, motherfucker.
My nuts.
Anything but Jeffrey Epstein. He has those conspiracy theories. He has discussed various accomplishments in office. And he has put videos on social media that have literally nothing to do with anything going on in the country currently. But nothing was more clear than when President Trump was asked specifically about this unsealing of the grand documents and the fact that the Department of Justice wanted to sit down with Maxwell. Take a listen.
I don't know about anybody. I think it's something that would be just appropriate to do.
diagnosed with kidney cancer, liver cancer, testicular cancer, or ulcerative.
That's it, yeah. It is crazy. We're trying to
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck, because they keep saying Obama got caught red-handed. Obama got caught. What the fuck Obama got caught doing, number one?
Nothing.
Number two, didn't your president get all of that shit thrown out? Like, ain't we exempt from being prosecuted for anything he did?
Correct.
So, what the fuck is are y'all retarded for real? Like, that cool? I know something wrong with your brain. But for you not to understand what's going on here means that you are stupid for real. Like,
Oh, wait, man.
other way.
Brooklyn, Matt Kalu is saying that Obama's gonna get prosecuted.
So he got caught red-handed. Said Obama got caught red-handed. I'm like, got caught red-handed doing what?
What, man? Can you come up and explain it? Like, see, I gotta understand what exactly it is that y'all saw that was red-handed, because I don't see it. And maybe I'm overlooking it. So can you explain it? Because I really want to know.
That's reaching Mr. Court of stupidity.
I mean, you gotta give him a chance. Maybe it's something he can bring up, and then we can evaluate what he
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to really get to the bottom of. I want to know what it is exactly.
Because Matt P came up here with a news press release. Nobody has came up here with anything that's showing that he got caught red-handed.
Undermining the sitting president, that's what he says. You're really mad? Okay. Let's stop doing all the chatter and the chat. Come up and explain it.
But that's
It's
not
all
true
there.
in this stuff.
It's all there. That's the typical division.
Was Trump sitting at the time, though? Was he the sitting president at the time?
Supposedly,
I don't remember that.
he's saying that this happened in 2016, but he won that election. I'm so confused. This was the one we was
He wasn't sitting
trying to figure
president.
out.
It was
What was
sitting
that?
president after the.
Oh yeah, he wasn't sitting president. Obama technically was the president, right? But I think that he's trying to say that he was interfering with elections, but he won. So I don't understand. I'm so confused.
And here's another thing. If it was all there, like Donald Trump, like you said, when he won the 2016 election, it was his Department of Justice. It literally was pretty much his government. This did not come out then. Like, the claims were all there, all unsubstantiated. And here we are again in 2025 with these unsubstantiated claims that these crazies like Matt Cole claim it's all there. But yet still we haven't seen jack shit.
That's why I didn't come up and explain it, because maybe there's something that he saw, something he read, that he could share with us that may not be in the algorithm.
Stop playing, Daddy. You know you're right. Stop playing.
Look, I can't cuss and yell outside right now. So this is the best time to do this. This is the good time.
Personal care day, Daddy.
And what? No, you said they all, okay, alright. You know what? He won the election. The only thing that they even discovered in that investigation was that Russia was trying to interfere with the phone, what do they call it, the social media phone.
Multiple election, and not multiple Facebook pages.
Yeah, they did that though, and they proved that they did that, and he was so clear about it that he didn't bring it up at all. He let the powers, maybe he didn't want it to interfere with the election, so he didn't even bring it up. And it didn't bother his presidency at all. He was
important thing here is to note that this is a thing that's moving that this is a pattern I've seen in general, right? So the Epstein distraction is moved because, like, you put the Obama shiny object out, so we're seeing a real example of that right now.
Right.
And you can't just say, if you're having grave thoughts or whatever, sniffing rosemary, gradually, that helps to improve memory function.
Thank you. I'm tired though. I haven't gotten a lot of sleep, but thank you for that. I'll try that.
Hey, everyone.
Yes.
So I remember pretty recently, back in 2017, what was happening with the intelligence agencies, I believe, about 6 of them. They all confirmed the same thing that, about Russia interfering. What they did to interfere, but this is the only time they interfered in an election, because they did it in other countries. Check it out, the social media forums and things like that. What just happened was, Robert Cruz checking whether his own intelligence agencies were saying. That's what happened back then. Yes, sir. I don't know what they're trying to say now, but he basically, back then, he was like, what they're saying is wrong. That's what he said back then. So, really good.
Does anybody know, as a result of that investigation, was that when they started the efforts to what do they call it? They had like they were doing like cybersecurity remote something against Russia, when they were basically like watching them for cybersecurity, like, because they knew that they were a threat, right? And when Trump came in office, he stopped it, right? Was this around the same time that they started that effort to combat them with cybersecurity? I just wanna that it will all make sense.
Well, listen, during that time, right, the United States, like the intelligence agencies and the folks responsible kind of on the cybersecurity side, they were, like, things were turned up down in their campaign to stop the Russian hacking interference. And subsequently, like, what happened after two was, like, further inspection of the voting technology that we use here, to vote. Then that's when Donald Trump caught up the claims of the whole Dominion thing. Like, he wasn't letting it go. He wasn't letting it go when everybody was saying, listen, we acknowledge that there was attempts by Russia, but we can, they were like affirming, like, and confirming that, listen, although there were attempts, there is no credible evidence that there was any manipulation of the votes. And furthermore, like we all said, he won then. But he kept upping it and saying, with his little minion saying that it was Dominion and it was Chavez who was responsible for this, and all this other crazy wackadoodle claims that were still unsubstantiated. And it wasn't like he was trying to turn it down. It was just that he kept turning it to something else, to the point that CEO was admitting to it. It was always something else. And in this case, he knows, like, Epstein is like the hot topic, and he keeps trying to throw, and if you noticed yesterday, he was like, Tulsi Gabbard. He was like, Tulsi Gabbard, it's all there. Like nothing. And has Tulsi Gabbard come out and said that they have, like, she got the goods on Obama? No. It's been silent. So if he's saying that his Department of Justice and his intelligence agency has it, then they should show the goods. I mean, he was quick to release the JFK files.
They're going to slowly get right, because they have to make sure that the news cycle stays on top of that. So they're going to probably release things every 2 weeks or something like that. We're creating a cadence, right? This is like a social media campaign. That's how you have to think about it. It's like they dropping an album,
I hear you, CEO. I just don't think that they have anybody on their team that's we're seeing now with the media, like Wall Street Journal, these folks, as much as he denied what's going on, we see the videotapes of Epstein at his wedding and him hanging out with Epstein. That's coordinated. That's smart. I don't think that Donald Trump and anybody in his camp is that smart. But I get what you're saying.
Is there any evidence as to who's that Russia actually interfered in the election? Let me say that correctly. That they actually attacked the
There was never. Right.
Okay, gotcha.
It's about influence, not like actual.
Right. And yeah, that's what I've been sad about with the this farms. Influence, it's very divisive, which is how they really like.
Or suppressing people from voting for them.
It was a whole social media. It was like, the attack, was a social attack. It was shaking the hearts and minds of the electorate, who were finding ways to suppress voting, and it was all done through social media campaigns, and all of that stuff was out there, like, the paying of bots and folks to get on social media and make negative claims against Hillary Clinton and against the Democratic Party and all that stuff. So that's where the biggest fights were. But as far as attacking the voting infrastructure, no. I mean, what it did do was spur us to put in, tighten up control and look at vulnerabilities in the voting systems. But there was no proof that the voting systems had been hacked.
It's a second aspect the social aspect of it, because I mean, things like that, it was investments like that. If they actually cried, back, not that I know it was something different. So there's an idea in there for the bots to say all kind of social things to make you provide for the false conflict, make them not want to move their vote in a particular way. So I think that's probably something that should feel safe. And so when we think about it,
So didn't he say that Barack Obama undermined the authority of the president? Is that not what it is? I'm going somewhere with this. Just asking a rhetorical question. But understand, when you are the president, you want to raise the idea into the atmosphere of questioning, undermining the president because you're the current president. You want to make a big issue out of the idea of undermining the president. That's a big no-no. And Barack did that. You can't undermine the seat of the presidency of the United States of America, which he sits in. Y'all can't see it play. You can't see the mental, and at the same time, everybody's taking off an Anthony Pop. You can't see it play.
that's actually I'm the manager of a organization, and I'm the manager of the organization. I'm the manager of other things.
Well, that's the point. Well, I don't know how to tell you that. I don't know how to tell you that.
I'm confused about what you just said, because I understood sweet, but
I can't explain somebody else's.
No, you said that Donald Trump said that Barack Obama, who was the president, was undermining the presidential office. Or the presidency of something about that.
what you're saying is that Donald Trump is trying to distract the people. That's basically exactly what Sweet is saying. And yes, Sweet, we see it, and I think that you're really asking the MAGAs that question. They don't see it though. I mean,
Yeah, but I'm putting it out there to whoever is a concept, American concept, being on the planet. Once you see the crooked dice in the crooked dice game, all you gotta do is expose the fact that there's crooked dice. And then, oh, okay, I got it now. I see what they do. It's like, oh, that's the Wizard of Oz, okay? I see. But you don't have to debate what you, the truth of what's going on, because there's no truth in it. It's just it's a play. It's a mental. Because the key knows I'm in that seat now. I'm doing all this stuff without I got that going on in the big beautiful bill. I got the Department of Justice. So keep moving all these pieces around while, oh man, let me get this topic off of Epstein. That's it. There's no substance in debating Barack Obama. This thing, there's nothing. It's just 24 hours keep going by. September come and go, and it's like, meanwhile, business as usual, and what this actually is doing. And so, masters, I've proven that I'm cool with immigrant peace. You rolled in on that horse, but how you doing this, bro? And the masters are saying, no, MAGA, everybody, that's the man. You're messing up the American economy, man. That is a way to do things. So don't get caught in the weeds. Oh, I gotta hear about that. Okay, we got that, bro. But slow down, because you're sounding kind of delusional. We got it. How you do it matters. It's all nuclear energy, on the economy, there's a lot at stake here.
it is definitely a lot at stake, Sweet. I agree with you wholeheartedly. This is a play in the face of the American people for real, because as you guys were talking, I went to look to see if I was right about the cybersecurity and giving a directive to the I think it's called CISA. It's like the section of it's a section of Homeland Security that covers cybersecurity. He gave them a directive in February for any plans or any problems with Russia, basically saying that they were no longer a threat to America, right? So we're losing our cybersecurity watch on Russia. Meanwhile, this cybersecurity their efforts all started around 2016 with the other vote. It was all of this started around 2016, and now he told them to not do it anymore. So it looks like he's trying to he's being weird. I don't see how people are not seeing this.
But no, now I know what you're talking about now on that second term that he can loosen, he can loosen like any subject. Yeah, you're absolutely right, because right after that I was having this argument with man Finnegan about it. He actually is crippling system, and just so for those who don't know, when there are major cyber attacks and vulnerabilities and corporate infrastructure and things like that, is CISA, which is the advisory for the corporations and to tell the government hey, you need to upgrade and patch because we're seeing critical threats of these types of cyber attacks. Yeah, he is definitely critical of that. The other part of that too is there's a common vulnerability. It's called the CPE. A lot of us in cybersecurity, we realize that this public service, this public and private donations to run this organization, and they track all of the cybersecurity and vulnerabilities in software. He literally there was a couple months ago where he had pulled funding for them. They could not run and operate. So if you were going to if you needed any information on vulnerability, you couldn't get it because he's been pulling back all of these things that keep him safe. It's so weird what he's doing right now. Look at FEMA. Look at what we just saw. The communication, the ability it's APR, PBS, shut it down. I want to be the only voice. If you don't see autocraticness come out to your mind, that now that I'm in the seat, anybody that objects with me, you gotta go. Let's get rid of as many objections as possible, and
But the vote again, I got this, and dismantling this this constitution and packaging it into something. And to the degree that the Department of Justice, to the degree that the law, the system will allow it, he understands that, or people behind him understand. Well, that was driving him. He's a sitting in a seat. He's a figurehead, really, but there's a lot pushing him. There's a lot backing him. There's a lot that's tied to what he does. And when he feels, oh, that's not working, he backpedals. But as long as he feels, ain't nobody seeing it, okay, cool, let's keep the Wizard of Oz tricks going. As long as they know, but as soon as they do it, oh, damn, reflect, hurry up and reflect. They getting close to you, man. Hey, MLK. Raise up stuff that really sparks your base at the core, beyond the mindset, like
Actually, I got a question real quick. So remember yesterday when he was doing his little speech and I guess he was in the Oval, whatever he was in, with the Philippines, right? And he was like, we moved some stuff out of the basement. We got the Declaration of Independence here. They had it hidden away. I remember going to DC and seeing the Declaration of Independence, and it was for the public to see, like it was out in the flag for the public. You know what I mean? So what exactly is he trying to insinuate? Like,
I'm a real president. I'm leading of America. These presidents hear me.
but when he took it and put it in the Oval, that's what he did. He took it because it wasn't hidden. It wasn't hidden from anybody else.
Yeah, he said he got it from the basement. He said he dusted it all off. It was he made it seem like it was hidden somewhere. Yeah, I mean, he know how to say stuff, and he knows he's in a position nobody can come fact check it. Nobody's gonna ever say like on that point. That's what he's a master at. Put it out there, and then be like,
Brandon's
talk
right
about that
there.
religion player
These are
out
called
there.
cell phones.
You know, so but a lot of it is like the ability to just
I agree.
sidestep that and react to what we really talking about. Sorry, Mr. President, in the seat of presidency. So it's that seat carries a lot of weight, like a lot of seats on this planet. But at the end of the day, what are you doing in the seat? That's what's going to be the judgment. That's the judge right there. Is the doing this, not that we. You notice in his presidency, this time, perhaps time 2.0 here, it's, well, you hear his pundits talk like this. Well, you say the president doesn't have the power to do that? How many times have you heard that? You say the president has the power, it's his cabinet, he can do, he can part of that. He's pressing that. Like, so because he can't do it, don't say that. Don't press on that. The efficiency of doing it. That's an autocratic race. That's back to the dictatorships of the thing. It's like, which totally is in a different there's one people who buying into the last 20 years. And the thing up there, like, the people. The people here defining who is the people. Okay, it's like 90% the people too. At first, no, 1790. They are the people. It's for sure, definitely. Alright, so this is what it's coming down. Like a lot of it is who gets the vote. Remember the system to keep moving all that money from talking about money. And for all that crushing, all that going on today, they like these people child counting these kids. You know that? Like, and they were scared to come out of their house. Like, and the threat said, that's how serious it's about. That's why redistricting, because the only thing that allows them to do anything is supposedly, electoral college and the vote check. Well, the people voted me in a mandate. I can do that all I'm president. Don't question the authority of the president. What are you doing? You're anti-American. It's all in that play. Hey, don't question me. I'm all me. I'm doing this. Hey, I'm ready to do it. You too stupid to understand what's going on here. No, this kind of energy that I'm asking, like, hey, slow down. You can't just. And now I think babies is what's pushing my age. Pedophilia, they deliver babies some kind of grass. Okay. And anything when you crash it down, keep playing with some babies, man, and then hide on that picture. And now people playing with babies and sexual equivalents. That's what, like, don't touch that. some dots. Let's talk about Barack Obama again. Let's talk about MLK again. Shit, let's talk about Ronaldo. Let's talk about anything. Make earthquakes. I don't know. Just don't talk about that. Because people say I'm putting across the planet to be very unrelenting. You playing debates, man. You're sexual. You're having fun with it. Just having a word. Man, they can't defend themselves. Now you went up spiritual. Jesus suffered little children to come out to me. Don't count. Children is all we got in there. System. You mess up all these babies. It's a crack. There ain't nobody else coming that can do anything.
And so when he told the what was it? He told Washington State that he wasn't like give them some funding or something. It was like for a stadium or something. And they didn't really
That's crazy. The people.
I think that shit is live for real.
I think it's okay that he's in Washington, so now he got a censor and so then the people say the natives are like, we're not cool with that. They don't like that. The natives can come together, people that love, your mom, Maybe King and Marky, the Native Americans, this man, what is the Cleveland Indians? And then the white guys are like, no, man, that's not cool. Like, bro, that's just not the face of people that, come on, man, that's not cool. And I think that at his core, upsets him. Like the people would actually have the audacity to come together and say, let's fight that home, man. Let's call it something different. Don't keep on to my ancestors out there like just nah, I don't think you're doing too much. And then tonight, like, no, let's get it back to that. Like, niggas don't sit down and get it back to Congressman. It's that energy.
I'm not sure it's a need. Did you see that tweet they showed up at like 2019 when he said the president should never come in on a sports team? Right? So I'm not sure there's any value there, like you're talking about. I think it was just another opportunity to pull out like his greatest hits, right? Like if you looked at late last week, he dropped about like 17 different things, and it ended up just being like the Obama thing was the one that dropped. So he's just focusing on that.
How much traction does it think the Obama thing? Because it seems like got a lot of
It
traction.
has a lot of traction, yeah. I mean, it's like, so I have this, I kept friends with this one day, I think it was Bill Mitchell, and he was trying to actually tweet about how, like, the Obama thing doesn't make sense, and it shouldn't go anywhere, and there's, like, nothing that's gonna happen. And he got raped, he got completely slammed, like, there's something going after Obama, like, he can be a million votes, and still get slammed if you just say anything that doesn't seem completely into him.
I don't think people remember what life was like when Obama was president of Argentina. And the joke was there. And the threats of the numbers like inside America. I don't think people understand that energy that his base couldn't stand that greed that he had this black president and healthcare. Not the weekend game. I can't have a good legacy. I gotta just because it's at the core of what upsets this man. It's like that's traction. That's going down the road of living up to the creed of the Constitution of the United States. Like that rest of we always choose to be something and all men are created equal except for the black. That doesn't say that. When it plays out, that's how it's been played out. So when you start to actually live up to that, and you call it shit all countries. Before you know all these generations of the big watching. So the whole body of work we put together. We can call it a time frame. The full body of the whole put out a certain place. It's something. I'm not going to give credit for consistency. Consistency. Divine rights to be. That ain't no credit. not just now Trump, but Mitch McConnell, and every other Republican instead of going to the inauguration. One thing to say is I mean, if others do, I knowledgeable people. Oh wow, Mr. watching how the doingness of that line with Harvard and dismantling and, making America weaker. I mean, you don't have the intellectual research and you're undermining research money. That's a big thing, man. Like right now and down the road. And you're messing up relationships and what amount of goodwill America has with beating people. Not beating people to become people to destroy you, but just the goodwill of that and just I mean, we gotta talk about what we're seeing for live now. 100 years from now, let's look back at CEO and Tweed and Patty and Brooklyn. Like, didn't anybody recognize the damn game? Nobody saw what was going on. Like, you can't see it. I know it's kind of like maybe Rubik's Cube or something, or Sudoku. What's the word? Sudoku? Like, it's kind of, gotta play. It's not just checkers, but you gotta see the play. At some point, like, you know what I'm saying? This is pretty nuanced and there's a lot of moving pieces to the play, but it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Are you done yet? Sweet.
When she said you have to land, I said okay. Okay. Did you hear that part, CEO?
Right.
And I said
Very quick. Okay, thanks. So there's another possibility that's simpler. Donald Trump is just deeply transactional. He's the most transactional person we've seen in public life. Like, in January, when he was at Jimmy Carter's funeral, it benefited him to be seen as a unifier. That's what he wanted to be. So he sat next to Obama and joked with him, invited him to play golf. If Obama had agreed to play golf, he would have played that up and all this and that, right? Because that's what would have benefited him transactionally in the moment. Last week, with all the Epstein now, it transactionally benefits him to slam Obama and to get his base frothing, upset, and foaming at the mouth, and to get all geeked about it. That's all it is. Like, it's just transactions for him. It's not any deeper. It is the transactions to help him get whatever he wants accomplished.
This administration is trash. Did y'all read what Matt Cool put in the chat? Something about Hillary's health assessment or some type of health report that was released by Tulsi Gabbard. You really think that if it doesn't apply to what do I hear? Where do y'all get this shit? I really want to know. Like, man, you got so much information, but you're not sharing it with us. Where are you getting your information? What the fuck is going on here? Y'all can't be this stupid. You can't be this dumb. Now I'm out the fucking store. I'm gonna tell y'all, and I'm gonna give y'all a warning, but y'all don't know. There's a lot of black people mad about this shit. Okay? No, dummy. All health reports on presidents are only available when they make it available. Do you know that the president doesn't have to share shit with you? Do you know that? You the dumbest motherfucker in the room right now. We done gave your dumb ass a fucking chance to come up here. Had a conversation. And I said we was gonna be polite. But you keep putting in misinformation. If you got the fucking information, get your dumb ass up here. Because obviously there's something I ain't reading. I don't know. There's some new legislation that came down and we need to fucking learn. God damn. Stupid motherfucker.
Then he said, was that lawsuit would already be filed? Did you say Hillary Clinton or Bill Clinton?
Child, he said Clinton, period, about, where did he say? Hillary Clinton health report. They were hiding just because
guess
by
what?
Has he lost his fucking mind?
Hillary was never a president, so why the fuck would we have her health information? That's her.
Like the president, guess what? She don't have to.
Even if she was, but she wasn't, right? So she wouldn't have she couldn't have made her health records public to anybody because she's a private citizen in that regard. Why the fuck would she release anything to y'all for y'all to use against her? That shit sound crazy. I mean, you it's like you can't tell that you spraying your own tries to lie to cover up his fucking faults. But you're lying as a person. Like, you're not even involved in nothing. You have no power. You can't do shit but sit on your fucking fingers. And you fucking lying for a nigga that won't do shit for you. That shit crazy.
You know what a lot of these people don't realize is if something go down with Obama, I promise you, there's a lot of black people gonna be mad. And I'm talking about the ones that voted, even the ones that voted for fucking Trump. You got black folks that have voted for Trump that said, like, Obama is the final. You got Anthony that said that the other night. So I'm gonna tell y'all think black folks dangerous? You gonna really see how dangerous black people can get.
Hell yeah, because the whole time he was president, we was waiting for a nigga to make a move on them.
Y'all don't know.
We was waiting for y'all to fucking try some shit, okay?
Y'all think
Not AFO around with Obama.
Yeah, y'all really think things is peachy and cream and all of that. I'm telling y'all, that's one black man y'all don't want to mess around with. Trust and believe. You know, he gave a lot of hope to black people just to see him become president. Whether they agree with what he had going on or not, a lot of them's gonna go up. You think things nice? You think y'all make up 60% of the population? You're gonna see how much of the population y'all make up fuck around with Obama.
So that's some fucking bad. Y'all been slandering him for the last 2 weeks. I'm not about to keep dealing with this shit right now. If they put cuffs on him, if the police even look his way, it's gonna be anarchy around this bitch.
Don't take the bait, First Lady. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
See, they saying rioting. They done seen Floyd protest. They done called this Antifa, all kinds of stuff. They done said all kinds of extra shit, but y'all ain't seen nothing. Y'all seen LA riots. Y'all done seen riots. Y'all ain't seen nothing. Y'all mess around and play this game with Obama.
That's some fucking fact. Yeah.
That part.
Yeah, and another thing, like, to the people that want to be a part of the black community, you know who I'm talking about. Y'all can't even be like this. That y'all are like, I'm telling you, if you are a black person and you're MAGA, you are never to ever be set foot in the black community. You will never get a pass. You will never get nothing, because in the past 2 weeks, the shit that he's done to black people, MLK, Obama, he's arresting goddamn all kinds of people of color for no reason and trying to accuse them of being immigrants. If y'all go through that, if y'all keep with this shit, right? You're excommunicated right now as of right today, right? But we're not playing with you. You gonna get your ass kicked too in the riot if some shit go down.
After we get y'all with the MAGA Trump stickers on your car.
Ain't no.
J-Lo.
How you gonna know that you gonna beat the right person up?
You know, they be out here.
They proud.
They be having the stickers of yard signs. Yeah, these people out here real loud. And it's gonna be a little bit too late to go on silent after something go down with Obama. Shit. Remember when Kamala won? Freaking Just can freaking identify every vehicle in his goddamn neighborhood that voted for Trump. Y'all gonna put them out.
I don't know, y'all. Since y'all in Atlanta, I think y'all should go to Anthony's house first. I'm just saying.
Anthony said he riding on their ass too. That's the bad part. That's why I said MAGA coming for y'all. Black MAGA coming for y'all too. Y'all think it's a game. Every fucking stereotype y'all ever fucking teach your
That's
children.
a fucking fact.
When y'all get to Texas, let me know. I'll meet y'all at the border.
Hello.
So we can hit up entrance of
Oh,
the.
no. I'll wait at the portal on the other side. I'll knock at this I'll let y'all at the door. I'll let y'all at the gate. I'll wait for y'all.
Yeah, you stand on the other side and let the Mexicans come. Okay. So they can fight with us too, because we're gonna need backup.
I can orchestrate that. I can orchestrate.
gonna be the new 60.
I'll orchestrate it. I just want to say, no, girl, like, say, girl.
What you watch?
Girl.
Did you watch the show?
Yeah?
No, what did you think? That's the ones.
We gotta talk.
So this is the thing.
I'm watching like episode 3, so I gotta catch up.
She mentioned that people are mentioning that she pushed mom first, which was right. Yes, she did push mom first.
No, Mom bumped into. Mom put her hands on her to move her out the door. She took it too far. She said, "Don't put your hands on me."
And then she went back.
Exactly. That's
Yeah. The social media is going crazy. She did put out a statement. But you know who did put out a statement also? What's her name? Ming?
Yeah.
Ming puts out a statement saying that, oh, she touched Jackie first. I didn't know this when we were filming, but I just seen the show, blah, 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 blah. She put out a statement. But then in the statement, she's like, oh, I'm going to stay on a family business. So why would you put out a statement? Mind your motherfucking business.
Exactly. But she didn't touch Jackie first. Jackie pushed.
Yeah, because when Ming said that, I was like, did I watch something that, was I?
Yeah, it looks like that when you look at the commercial, when you actually see the whole video,
Yeah.
or the clip, Jackie's walking up to her and pushing her. Now, will I say that she over-exaggerated by saying, "Go put your hands on me"? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And pushing her. But still, even pushing did not give her the cold punch her daughter.
Yeah.
That wasn't it either. That was a lot.
Yeah, it was messed up. You know what I was listening to yesterday? The interview of her oldest daughter. She did an interview with Hollywood Unlocked, and I guess just speaking on mom, and mom didn't really raise her. Grandma raised her. At 9 years old, they went to live with mom. Grandma went to live with mom, and then she obviously also left. That her father was, her father was locked up. I was like, damn, she went from an inmate to a basketball player. That player come up. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So that wolf, I didn't know you brought it.
I don't know if you heard me, right?
Huh?
You was able to hear me, right?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, okay. No, because I'm in the hospital in the cafeteria, so I don't know how the reception is.
Yeah, it's loud. Okay, Madeline, I'll stay focused. Is it looking like they really going to try to arrest him, or is it just a bunch of talk?
I think they just talking, but I think they just talking for like a reason of propaganda. But they keep talking and MAGA expects something, and they go through the motions. They gonna find out real soon.
I think Obama knows more than we know, and this is a public threat.
They talking about Obama.
Yeah, first of all, there has to be an indictment. There's no way in the world that happens.
Right. be propaganda. But what I'm saying is, let's say they find a way around. And it ain't gonna be no race war. It's gonna be a MAGA war. All MAGA going down. Now, if there happen to be a whole bunch of white men, then guess what? You can call it what you want.
Well, first of all, the Secret Service ain't allowing that. So we can just forget that part. Like,
Secret Service ain't allowing what?
they would never allow, like,
Secret Service can't say, if you have a warrant for your arrest, Secret Service, only thing they're gonna do is follow you to the prison or to the jail.
He means Obama Secret Service, right?
Yeah, but
How they gonna keep following you to the jail, Roy? They were talking about what would happen if Trump would have got arrested, right? They were looking at how they would build an area for him to have someone watch him. That's it. If he would have went to prison, he still would have had Secret Service detail. Just would have been behind prison bars.
I mean, that's true. I'm just trying to figure out which agency would actually do the arresting. If that was it.
Be up here talking about it's a race war. You think it's only white people that voted for him?
He did put question marks. He was asking.
Don't think about it like that. That's why I said you got MAGA on your plate, a MAGA sticker on your car. We already identified some of you.
That's up and stuff.
Stuck.
Crazy. Hey Robert, hey Dana, hey Beaver, hey Fish Belly, good to see you. Cauliflower. Oh, that'd be nice. I would like some cauliflower in there. That might be something I can do. Hey Juicy Juice. Let Obama get arrested. I'm bringing a white chair and crash it. Y'all remember the white chair?
You already know.
That's great.
They're gonna be like, them stereotypes real.
Not them stereotypes, real.
Black people got an extra muscle in their arm and leg. That make them real fast. You know that shit y'all like to say about us being bred like monkeys and dogs?
Oh my. I forgot I was off mute. Cardi Ray had to go to jail.
Behind that abusive ass dude. She crazy, but I think she don't deserve none of that shit she went through with that dude.
What you mean? She broke into his house. What are you saying? That girl is nuts.
Yeah, she's nuts, but he was beating her ass. I don't know why she broke in his house. That's a whole nother story. But his ass
So you
been
break in
arrested.
his house to get your ass beat. Amazing.
Yeah, but he beat her before that too.
And my point is, if he's whooping my ass, I'm not gonna break into your house so he can whoop my ass more. That's my point.
I think she was so adamant on catching him in the shit. I don't know what the hell's going on in her.
That's what I'm talking about. She crazy. She be doing some crazy wild stuff. How she had the camera set up when they was out of town. She couldn't even control herself. Like, what is he gonna do while y'all out in a whole nother country? Alright, so that wolf says, nah, you will be in the street screaming the police put some of y'all in the jail. That's all. Okay. I think you're staying home because you're a small prick. You set me up with that one, JC. I wasn't expecting.
By the way, Tweety and she's
Hey guys, any of you read Stevens' column in the New York Times today? Yeah, he wrote just a really juicy little piece, opinion piece, entitled, No, Israel is not committing genocide in Gaza, and I am just sick to my stomach. I mean, I gotta tell you, I never liked the guy, but this is very destructive, this piece that he wrote. And it's pretty much what you expected. Number one, why aren't there more casualties? Like, they have the ability to carpet bomb and wipe them all out, but there's only, 50,000 people dead. And then it goes on to give another bunch more bullshit. And I'm just so disturbed because we're at like the tail end of this horrific massacre. I mean, the people in Gaza are at the fourth stage of malnutrition. There's nothing left there. And I read this thing, and what he does too is, he pulls out the thing about in Nazi Germany, all of the collateral damage of, people who were killed because this is what happens in war. But nope, that's not a genocide. And then he goes on to say that anybody who's questioning, the Jewish people who are questioning this, are in fact creating more anti-Semitism. Wrong, quite the opposite. So I'm just really disgusted today. I was just texting back and forth with my son about it, and I said, this is like an abuser saying, well, I only raped her, I could have killed her. It's like, fuck you. Anyway, thank you for letting me speak. I'm just disgusted.
I think we're beginning to cause more anti-Semitism.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I think that New York. What's up, though? How you feeling?
Well, I'm still feeling happy over my positive PAT scan, so that's good.
Okay.
But I'm really just sick to my stomach over. I've been heartsick for 2 years over Gaza. I had a conversation with somebody yesterday who reminded me that, when I was diagnosed with right around 10/7, and I felt for like almost 2 years like I had this one tumor that was treatable, but I had this other tumor in my heart that was not treatable. So, when I read this kind of opinion piece that just, is fodder for everybody who calls people who are protesting Gaza, anti-Semitic, I just get so angry and sick that I just want to throw something at somebody. I don't know. I'm very heartsick about it.
I ain't gonna lie, I come with them and that was it. I expected Israel to come, but you gotta come get your kids, right? That's an expectation. Cause you come and take the United States, what we gonna do? We gonna come get you. We gonna come get you. But when you're attacking entire populations of innocent people, that's something else, right? You're going too far.
Well, for God's sake, starving people to death?
Yeah,
My
that's
God. I was like on day 3 of this horror, watching it. And I remembered so clear. Well, first of all, I was on Clubhouse in the room where it happened on 10/7. It was really crazy. I happened to be in a room, and all of a sudden, this guy named George, who didn't go under the name George, he went under the name Gabriel, who's a super Zio, and also actually a really nice guy, came running in and told us. It was like 3 a.m. here. This was like another 9/11 for me. And everybody just started screaming and freaking out. There were no news, nothing on X, nothing anywhere. Nobody knew what was going on, and people in the room started calling their families in Israel. And it was Shabbat there, so, people's phones are turned off. And we ended up listening in live stream to somebody in the kibbutz with knocking on the door and screaming going on. It was, honest to God, it was such a trauma. And at like 6 a.m, I got up and went over to my kid's house because my son-in-law is a rabbi and they're Shomer Shabbos, and I needed to tell them what had happened because I knew their phones were off. As a Jewish person, this has been so incredibly excruciating, you guys. Scotty and I are, very careful about how much we talk about this on the app. because there are, we've got some super uber magazines on here who, we all know who they are, and they've created such a, you hear Norm, every time you ever see Norm come in a room, the next thing you're going to see is me in the chat saying, Norm does not speak for all Jews. I mean, I'm 71 years old. I spent my whole life identifying myself as a proud Jewess. And there's plenty to be proud of about being Jewish, but this isn't it. And I just got to tell you, it's so horrible to watch this in real time. I mean, I used to think, God, what if I have had grandparents, may they rest in peace, with numbers on their arms. I used to think, well, what didn't they know? How could they have not known? And then when there was television, and I was watching, Syria and Kosovo and all these things, I thought, well, this could never happen again. There won't be another Holocaust because we can see it. Well, guess what? We're seeing it. This has been televised, right? And yet. So I'm just a little heartsick today. It's pouring rain outside of Minneapolis, and it's kind of how I'm feeling. But I'm happy I'm with you guys.
Happy to have you as well. Definitely have solace here.
Guys, if you think about it, technically speaking, the United States now belongs to Germany. If you think about it, right? He's German. So, you guys, we're like brothers and sisters now. So, welcome to Germany. Welcome. You're like Europeans now, basically.
If you'll allow me, I'm going to put something in chat. I think I've done it before in this room, but my son, who's a very, very serious political activist, has created a petition for people to sign that says that they will ask all of their politicians that they will not support any politician who is supporting funding for the genocide. And I'm not talking about defensive weapons. I'm not talking about the Iron Dome. I'm talking specifically about the bombs that they are dropping that is causing little children's limbs to fall off and people to be burned to death. So it's okay with you. I'll put the link in the chat. It's a petition. Look at it, see what you feel. Sign it if you want.
Yeah, no problem. October 7th and Netanyahu, the Israeli people were rising up against Netanyahu from what I'm understanding was coming out. And you guys were very, very close from getting him out then. And that was the true cause. Smash cut to today. They're putting this New Yorker, that's just the most disgusting, deplorable thing I've ever heard. And it sounds like a major deflection from the Epstein list that's going to expose Netanyahu, how tied together, how he's been an Israeli intelligence agent for Israel. Epstein, and I think Jared Kushner has a lot of blood on his hands. And I feel like that's another reason why they're deflecting, because a lot of money's going through him.
Yeah, I think that's a really, really good point. Well, if you guys would allow me, I would love to stream a short piece on this. It's a piece entitled, I Thought We Said Never Again, but your call.
Yes,
I vote to hear it.
I agree, I vote, yep.
Hang on. All right, I don't know if this is a computer voice or whether this was taped. This is a piece called I Thought We Said Never Again, The Moral Crisis of the Benefit of the Doubt.
I thought we said never again. The moral crisis of the benefit of the doubt. This is a brutal post. This is going to get ugly and confrontational. I take no pleasure in writing this, but I feel the need to spell out some very strong feelings and their underlying logic. I grew up in the heart of the American Jewish community, and I found a career there. I experienced the deep, unflinching support for Israel, which I initially shared. But over the course of decades, as I came to understand more about the Jewish state and the political movement to support it here in the United States, I wrestled with friends, with family, and with clergy over the contradictions, the crimes, and the propaganda. Some in my circle have fought hard
seconds left at the 45th minute of the 11th hour. CEO John Tolt flies in from London to determine the best course of action.
Let me tell you something, Mr. Sullivan. Do you care to know why I'm in this chair with you all? I mean, why I earn the big bucks? Yes. I'm here for one reason and one reason alone. I'm here to guess what the music might do a week, a month, a year from now. That's it. Nothing more. I'm standing here tonight. I'm afraid that I don't hear a thing. Just silence. So, now that we know the music has stopped, what can we do about it?
When the firm recognizes that its model for understanding the world is broken, within 24 hours, a strategic decision is made and dutifully executed. But democracies don't operate with such cold efficiency. When a model dominant in shaping a democratic nation's policies no longer works, it can take years or even decades for that nation to wake up and adjust. If Israel operated with the same self-interested efficiency of an optimized Wall Street firm, we would have realized within 2 weeks of October 7, 2023, that its model for success in our world had shattered. Instead, policymaking in Israel remains a messy process where the disincentives for bad behavior have yet to trigger a course correction. Call it what you will: apartheid, ethnic cleansing, war crimes, crimes against humanity, genocide. Whatever term one chooses to describe Israel's treatment of non-citizen Palestinians under its control, those policies are destroying Israel and its place in the world. The music has stopped, yet Israel continues to move feverishly to the beat of its own internal drum. Israel is out here hawking the human rights version of mortgage-backed credit default swaps, while the entire world knows them to be worthless. Yet the United States continues to buy. Like a drug dealer fronting product to a deeply indebted customer, knowing full well they will never be repaid. If your only signal was the continuation of American support, you would have missed that Israel is evolving into the closest historical heir of the Third Reich. Some people struggle with this analogy, so let me unpack why I find it so fitting. Genocide plus belligerent regional imperialism equals Hitler's Germany. While there have been many attempted genocides since the Nazis' final solution, Israel's effort to obliterate more than 2 million Palestinians is unique because it is unfolding while the country mercilessly attacks 4 of its neighbors: Lebanon, Syria, Yemen, and Iran. Remember that the United States would not have gone to war with the Axis powers if the stakes had been the mere lives of millions of Jews and millions more so-called undesirables. Germany, Italy, and Japan were trying to take over the world. Israel's expansive regional ambition, coupled with its well-documented attempted genocide, make it the closest thing we've seen to Nazi Germany since the end of the Second World War. So, now that we know Israel is following the path of Nazi Germany, what do we do about it? First, we stop debating the facts. Whether one applies the technical terms available to describe Israel's indefensible treatment of Palestinians, none can argue in good faith that any of it is legal or self-defense. We recognize efforts to defend Israeli conduct as bad faith, baseless, and not worthy of our time or energy. We know you know better, and we're tired of pretending you don't. Second, we stop providing the benefit of the doubt to our friends, family, or elected officials. As we approach 2 years of empirical genocide, anyone choosing to deny that genocide is operating only with the motivated reasoning of a Nazi. Anyone with a fully formed brain and a semi-functioning heart can sift through the bullshit and listen to the testimony of the victims themselves, to the Israeli leaders proudly announcing their genocidal intent, and to the countless genocide scholars and international bodies pointing to a Rubicon that has long since been crossed. I'm not telling you that you have to globalize the Intifada, nor am I demanding that you shout from the rooftops, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. But let me be clear. If your response to the above statement is anything other than Palestinians are not currently free, they should be, and this is non-negotiable, then you are playing the Nazis' game. If your attitude towards Palestinian resistance is anything other than, I would like for it to not be violent, but hell, I can understand why it is, then you are siding with Nazis. There will be no more benefit of the doubt, no more coddling bigoted and incurious minds, and not an ounce more of our precious energy to the Zionist trolls. It matters not that the President, the ADL, and your local Jewish Federation all think you should be arrested for unapologetically supporting Palestinian resistance or for boycotting Israel. They're wrong. The International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance is wrong. AIPAC is wrong. Anyone who tells you that criticism of Israel or support for Palestinians is tantamount to anti-Semitism is plainly wrong. The power to ruin your life for opposing genocide will never upend the reality that genocide is evil, and nations that commit genocide are beyond the pale. One day, the United States will pull back our ironclad support for the genocide being committed by the State of Israel, and you have the power to make this happen. For too long, we've been told that the U.S.-Israel issues are too complicated to understand, and if we ever got to a point of real clarity, that we were too powerless to change anything anyway. Those were lies, and the majority of Americans no longer believe them. So what can you do? Contact your representatives in both the House and the Senate. Contact the White House and your governor. Tell every elected official who will listen, stop supporting genocide, end all ties with Israel. Ask those in power to decouple the United States from the Israeli wrath we are enabling. Beyond that, you should sign the pledge to vote only for anti-genocide political candidates. Join the movement to make genocide politically toxic, and the link is here in the Substack post. As a constituent, you can use your voice to ask elected officials to pivot American foreign policy away from these crimes. But as a voter, you can pledge not to support anyone who refuses to do so. Public opinion has already changed, but without the electorate flexing their collective muscle, we will continue to get stuck with pro-genocide politicians. A proven recipe for a Holocaust abroad and electoral catastrophe at home. In the event you are planning on vacationing in Israel, now would also be a good time for you to cancel those plans. Good people do not take advantage of the spoils of apartheid. Compassionate people do not provide tax revenue to an army committed to the killing and maiming of children. Decent people do not kiss the ground of a country that is deliberately starving 2 million people. Wise people do not make a special exception for the ethnic cleansing if the victims happen to be Muslim or Palestinian. And people who are safe to be around do not give material support to the systemic use of rape and torturing prisoners. On July 29, 2024, Israeli government ministers and other elected officials led a violent mob into the Sde Teiman torture camp to try and stop the prosecution of Israeli army reservists charged with gang raping a Palestinian prisoner. Rape and other forms of sexual torture have been documented as systemic within Israel's network of torture camps. But the case in question was so well evidenced and well known that the army had been compelled to initiate a formal and rare process of accountability. The right to rape, though, proved too precious for the mob, for its government ringleaders, and for their champions in the press. The prosecution simply had to be stopped by any means necessary. Never mind that sexual violence serves no strategic or military goal of any kind. No one denied that the rape had occurred, but the mere threat to Israeli impunity raised impossible questions. If our brave soldiers can be arrested for this, then what's next? I want to revisit the rape riot because it serves as a rich human drama with a wide array of character types. The innocent victims, the perpetrators, the reservists who witnessed the torture but did nothing, the reservists who witnessed the torture but spoke up, the military prosecutors, the pro-rape mob, the pro-rape politicians, the pro-rape media, the human rights NGOs reporting the torture, the squeamish but ultimately unmoved American politicians. When we look at Sde Teiman, I want us to honestly assess which character in this nightmare we've trusted with our army and our leaders? Have we stood by while our brothers died from anal rape? Have we made excuses? Have we blown the whistle? As this genocide crosses the 2-year mark, I want us to ask who, on our best days, we would invite each other to be. Will we stand firm in the name of Israeli impunity? Will we cry out for humanity and the principle of international law? Will we travel to Israel and indulge in genocide tourism? Or will we finally mean it when we say never again?
That's my son, Evan Stern.
Well, good job, Mom, because he didn't learn all that at 1 year old. It was a process, so that's a beautiful mind he has.
He's an amazing kid, an amazing kid. He spent 20 years trying to work in Minneapolis within the Jewish community, working for the JFCS. He was the president of Hillel. He was the head of the foundation of the largest conservative shul here, and he couldn't do it anymore, and he literally left, moved to LA. It's the reason I'm in this room right now, because he invited me on to Substack. I mean, what 40-year-old kid invites their mom I didn't mean to say Substack, onto Clubhouse. Actually, he was our last Clubhouse icon under the name Gray Sweats. And he started writing his Substack just about a year ago, and Evan has always been an incredible writer. But he has now like 2,500 subscribers on Substack and is writing his heart out. So I'm really proud of him. Yeah, I know some of you guys know him. So yeah, I think that piece really speaks to it all.
I think that piece will go down and be remembered, because it's a great documentation of just, as thorough as it was very succinct, and but it was hitting that all the players, from the United States Congress to, all the players watching this go down, and
Thank you. The link is in the chat if you want to check out his Substack. It's called Certain Thoughts. Anyway, thanks for letting me share that, you guys.
Thank you. It's definitely succinct. I agree. Sweet and very poignant. Very poignant. Very relevant right now. It needs to be top priority.
My favorite piece that he wrote actually about 6 months ago is hysterical. It was all about Trump becoming the president of Israel. Very funny piece. Evan's very good at satire as well. So anyway, thanks for letting me share it.
Call Elon Musk the president of Israel at this point. I feel like he has more track.
I think what's so rich, obviously, speaking to what everybody probably realizes, is the messenger matters. Sadly to say, I think as human beings, it's who delivers the message matters. And I just think that yourself and him and speaking to the humanity, because the never again, I just love it. It's so as a human family, to never allow that atrocity and allow everybody to feel what happened, in Germany, what happened, feel that as a human being, and then feel it across the board, in whatever country, whatever people you're talking about, it, that can't happen again. And then here we are, so I appreciate it coming, because again, we've seen others that have tried to deliver the message, and we've seen the effects of, maybe they're not even here anymore, maybe they're unalive, and maybe they're just, they're just out of, they're banned to one degree or another. But yeah, with all this technology, I love how he pointed out, you would think, it can never happen again, because we got so many eyes on the scene, and that's part of the problem. Is if you don't have enough people even knowing about it, then you can't deal with it, because there's just not enough people. But now there's more than enough people that know about it, but there's still the ineffectualness, the inability to do anything about it. That's like, whoa, that's a major checkup on come to reality, like what, wow, how do we not have the ability to stop that? What happened? what's really going on here? I think it gets scary because you realize, man, what happens when you become the group in the crosshairs? You know, tomorrow or next week. Yeah, it's like you kind of feel like, wait a minute. If there's injustice anywhere, then there's injustice everywhere, kind of a thing. Like, that's not a small little thing. And so, yeah.
I have an unpopular opinion. I just don't see how we can do anything about what's going on over there. Like, I really don't. And I mean, not, it's, a travesty or whatever, but we have our own citizens under siege and, several other things going on our land, like right here, like with our own citizens or people that are, closely affiliated to us that we haven't figured out. And it seems like every time we try to focus on that, like we're kind of like get this, and this is just how I feel. This kind of like a guilt trip about what's going on in Palestine, even though we can't do anything about it. I don't know. I really don't know. I just don't know what we can do about Palestine except for feel bad. I really don't know. Like, I would like to know.
Yeah.
I would like to know all the same people that, water or like, are y'all boycotting Target and all of these other places that are affected American citizens? Because I haven't heard much about that, but I hear about Palestine and what's going on over there every day.
Yeah, well, I really hear your question, and I can tell you that I certainly am boycotting all of them. But the other thing about it, if you heard the piece, is that what he's suggesting and what I opened with was the petition, which is that our government is funding this. There, we have a vote. We have the ability to try to speak out and contact our reps, our senators, and do what we can to get this stream of money that's funding these bombs to stop. That's the difference. I mean, people keep saying, well, what about Sudan? What about this? What about that? Well, the point is our government is in bed with Israel on this. That's where I think we can do something.
Yeah, we saw semblances of it where the upset about all the money before Donald Trump became president, the money going to Ukraine, the money going in. At the end of the day, anybody that knows anything, that understands and sees it, without America's fueling of this, there is no ability to do it. So with as American citizens, it is set up to where those Congress people represent the 330 million people. That is how this whole thing is set up. And so if there's those, 535 or something like that, 530 something people that are in little elected offices that run America like that, if they catch so much hell at home from the people, they'll change what they do. They're hired, supposedly. I know there's a whole thing around, I think it's the 27th Amendment, and they get the money from federal now. It's not from the state, but I'm talking about these state elected officials. But the idea is America's government does what the people want it to do. And this is almost like a checkup to recognize, no, we don't. And that's where now it's a idea of talking about how it is, but then there's the reality of how it is. That's what this speaks to me, is that, man.
I mean, they've been doing it for 80 years. I don't think that, I really think that we have to be realistic. This is not a new issue. This is something that they've been doing. And even with other issues, we've seen that public pressure doesn't really change. It doesn't overtake the purse. So if they're being funded or paid or they just just like, you know, we always like, and this is what's been going on through the whole thing. And I'm not like, it's a terrible thing, but that is literally on foreign land. We have our Black and Hispanic people getting snatched up like body snatchers, and then and we're talking about funding. You know, we just funded them 100, like how many billions of dollars to ramp that up. So like, I hate it for Palestine. I really do. And but like both sides are on Israel's side, the right and the left. Like they're gonna do it regardless. It's just as to which level. But this whole ICE thing and like all this is going on. This is going on right here, right now, like real time. So I don't know. I just feel like the Gaza thing, we just always be talking about Gaza, and we can't do nothing about that. Them people been doing that.
Well, one thing that I would say is that my bigger concern, if there could be a bigger concern than this, and I'm not whining about any of this, I'm screaming about this, is that Bibi has the Iran card in his pocket. He's got the potential to really start a horrific world war because of Iran. That's what he's got in his pocket, and that's one of the ways that he hooks America into supporting them. So I think you have to look at the big picture here. This is a geopolitical issue.
Exactly, and I just will never agree with the we can't do anything about it, and I don't know where 80 years becomes always, and this is a planetary, this is a humanity situation. There is no equivalent to look back on, or like the young lady just brought up. See, on that seat, again, ICE, yeah, all of it goes back to the same thing. We control that, the Congress people, we vote that. So to just throw our hands up in the spirit of it, hey, you can't concern ourselves with it, it's the same people deciding about ICE, it's the same people deciding about that. So therefore, to fix one problem fixes all of them. When you're talking about the people that control, that if 500 people out of 330 million, that's not a rocket science equation. That's like a very real cause and effect understanding that can be done about. Something can be, but as long as there's an idea, it's just kind of like go to sleep and that's what it is. I got other things to worry about at home. Again, now you allow this to thing, like you said, we jumped in and did what we did with these bombs in Iran as America because of what Israel did, the cause and effect Israel into Iran. And we backed that. This is what's happening. So, again, there will be 100 years from now, 200 years, they'll look back on this time and say, wow, they didn't do anything. They had already seen the atrocity before, different atrocity, and they did not, they just was whistling this city like just to starve to death is it's not a you got bombed and you're dead. That's bad too. But the point is you have time to do something before a person starves.
I can't do anything about anybody else's injustice going on in the back of mine. There's nothing, if I can't stop them here, if I can't keep them from picking up my next door neighbor, I definitely can't do nothing, nobody 8,000 miles away. And I think that the thought that we as civilians can do anything, or that we need to be saviors when a lot of us are victims, in our own right, or going to become a victim. We are a country of immigrants that don't respect immigrants and are now burdened with what's going on in Gaza. And like I said, it's something that's been going on that both sides agree with it. And if you don't know the history, you should do the history, because it's not going to change. Even if we get somebody else in office, it's not going to change. It may lessen, but they're not. That is a bond that's been built and forged over time. And so I just think worrying about that too much is just kind of a waste of time.
All right, so let me go back to what I was saying. Let me go back to what I was saying, bro. You cut me off. Come on, man, that's not cool. Let me go back to what I was saying. He cut me off. It's bad enough. I didn't want to bring the energy up to kind of fight that off. But let me get back to what I was saying real quick. Hold on for a minute, CEO. He got off the mic to say, I'm not gonna. Hold on, CEO. Bring me in the audience. sense, bro.
I am well spoken
That's
this
not
time, and then you can
No, you're
you
in
are not this, bro. That's not cool, man.
CEO, you're in the matrix. CEO is in the matrix.
So what?
I'm gonna break in with some breaking news. Breaking news. Breaking news. Thank you. The judge in Florida has denied the Trump administration request to unseal Epstein grand jury transcripts related to the documents in the case that was transferred to New York, where Epstein was indicted after an investigation in 2019. So the hoax of we're going to get you the files through this grand jury transcript has been disrupted as the judge has denied the administration's request. Just got that off the New York Times, posted 4 minutes ago.
Can you just say something to these Epstein news files, whatever? I think they're going to talk about this crap for the next 4 years, up until the next 400 years without. You will never see these files, trust me. This is just some sidekick, nonsense, waste of time sort of news, keep you hyped up every day thing. I bet you $50. Anybody here right now, take me on this, okay? My word for it, you're all witnesses. I will pay out everybody. If these files ever get released, I will pay all of you $50. I'm not kidding, okay? Because these files will never, ever get released, okay?
I'll take you up on that. I bet it'll come out in 40 years. Well,
Yeah,
I
you
don't
want
know,
my cash
I
app?
think they will be
My cash app?
released eventually, but I think it's gonna take some serious reporting, not the grand jury information, because grand jury information is secret, which is why we knew that was dead in the water. But I think it's gonna take a return to serious investigative journalism for that information to be revealed. Yeah. Okay, I don't know. I'll check. I don't know the answer to that, GA. Whether it was a Republican or Democrat appointed judge, I don't know.
Justin said, I am not going to be concerned with this and that other things. And then he went on to say, well, we can't do, say I all day long. That's your own opinion. But to say what we as a people of the planet, the people of America, the people of whatever, are going to do, you're not in position to speak for that. Just say what you're not going to do, what you can't do, you don't care about, and you're not going to be concerned with. Say that, but to say we, don't do that. You sure don't represent the masses of people that are increasingly getting sick and tired and understand what
You don't either.
Well, but I'm not saying that I do. So that's what I'm so therefore
You're telling me that I don't. So just stick to your personal position. All right, neither do you. Neither
don't. So I just want to be clear. I'm not in that boat when you talk about we.
I don't like.
I'm saying
cool. So say you don't. So say you don't.
Yeah, I'm saying so you don't just letting you know you don't represent we, bro.
I'm not representing. I'm telling you what the capabilities are.
You said we can't do this.
Because I understand what the capabilities are. Listen. I know your brain is not that. Is not. You don't have that full capacity. But I wasn't talking. I wasn't talking. I don't
want to be lumped in that category. But you were talking about we.
It was an Obama appointee.
Oh my God, son of a bitch.
I just want to say, so Just actually does represent the majority of Americans.
He said we. I didn't say nothing about it. He didn't say nothing about the majority of Americans. He said we can't do nothing about it. That's what he said. I don't know when the phone went out.
Americans. That's what I'm.
He definitely. Sweet, you just lectured me about cutting you off. I get it.
You're damn right. And now I'm cutting you off. You lectured me about cutting you off.
I'm gonna let you go, right? You with all your bullshit. I let you go, all right? So shut up. All right. So Josh was making a point that two things. Number one. He's right, it is a majority, because the majority of Americans care more what's going on in this country than they do in Israel, right? Everyone who voted for Trump did, the majority of independents, and maybe 15-20% of Democrats. You add that all together, you get a majority. So that's number one. Number two, he's talking about achievable outcomes, right? What can you actually achieve? And an achievable outcome in the next couple of years is not stopping Israel from being funded. That is not going to happen during the Trump administration. So that is currently not an achievable outcome. It is much more achievable to shift things as it relates to civil rights in this country. So that is a smart play. I don't know why you have smoke with that. What's controversial about what he's...
Hey, see,
Hold on to that nonsense, bro. Hold on, nothing. Y'all keep the war things, but I want to break it. You just say that what's going to happen in the next 3 years, bro. You don't even know what's going to happen in the next 3 months with the way Trump is doing stuff.
Give me one damn reason.
Hold on, I'm saying that's hold up, man.
Give me one logical reason where Trump would stop fighting Israel. Give me one logical reason. One logical reason. You believe in unicorns? Are we going to do unicorns tomorrow? So there it is. You believe in Santa's speech? You believe in Santa?
Why are you so scared to get humanity there? Why you let this CEO do this nonsense?
Can we please sit him in the audience so we can talk about this?
That's part of the problem right there.
Can we sit him in the
Can you
audience?
hear me?
Yeah.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah,
Can
Sandra.
anybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. I was trying to get in there too, so we can talk about the breaking news.
I haven't been able to say anything in over an hour. I just wanted to okay.
Hold on. All right. So GA, you can speak, and then Sandra, you can go. Y'all tripping, bro.
Yeah, I already tripping, bro. Okay. Anyway, Dr. I just want to say, thank you for that information, and I think that you're right in your chat, only in a rabbit hole. Intelligent people know that that was a high bar to even get that transcript released, but we also know that the Trump administration will use any trope just to actually put some propaganda marketing out there. I'm interested to know, I actually was going to make a bet with CEO, bet him $20 that we'll hear that with all the Obama's trash that's being spread out there, oh, this Obama judge wouldn't let us get you guys the Epstein transcript. Where intelligent people know that that's almost an impossible bar. You think that's going to be pushed?
Well, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Oh. I'm sorry, I thought he was asking.
Yeah, Dr. AJ, I wanted to know what you thought, but yeah, thank you, CEO.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say what I normally say in these instances. I think that they're gonna do what they're gonna do, but it is incumbent upon us to not adopt their rhetoric and to not feel the need to defend against it and to instead articulate the fact, right? This was a trick, this was a ploy. Everybody knew it was never going to work. I think there have been 3 times in recent history that the grand jury transcripts have been released in the public interest. So this was deflection, and I think that's the line that we need to stick on and not get wrapped up in whatever their propaganda narrative is. So that's my thought on it.
I like that, Dr. AG and I, that normally, like always, I agree with you because I think as long as we stay away from the deflection and talk about the truth and the facts and the narrative, because I really believe that they're going to push that narrative. It was like, dude, it was never going to be released. And quite honestly, do we really want the transcripts? We want the files. I think it was deflection upon inflection, but I thank you for sharing that with me. I appreciate it.
I agree, GA. Yep, deflection upon deflection.
Is anybody still here that listened to the Jubilee today?
Was there a new one today, or?
Yes, Patty played it this morning.
Okay, I didn't hear it. Who was it? Who was? Can y'all tell me?
The Hassan guy that takes on the.
Oh, you talking about the minute? That's the one I'm talking about.
That wasn't Manny this morning.
That's so sexy. He was so good. It was so juicy.
Hold on, GA. That wasn't sent Hassan Mehdi this morning. That was yesterday.
Okay.
I'm talking about the one that she played. I'm just reading that the guy that said he was a fascist, that admitted to being a fascist, and was saying that that the a little bit of they messed with some of the Jews a little bit.
Yeah, he lost his job.
Yeah, he's fired, and now he's doing a GoFundMe.
Who is that?
Yeah, his name is Connor.
He went by Connor.
Yeah.
And it was in the one that she played today. Because I was listening. I was up at the garden, but I was listening to it. Yeah, he said, yeah, I'm a fascist. So, he got fired.
Yeah, he's on 2 podcasts. He was on one today. I went to go listen to it. It was kind of janky. He's on a podcast on Roku, a Riki TV podcast today. He was on one yesterday. He made a little bit of change on his GoFundMe, but yeah, he's the part that's so fascinating about this is he got fired for supporting a group that supports genocide, and he got fired because that's who he supports, and he was on the clip saying, I want an authoritarian government that would kill certain portions of the population, just not mine. So he was, and now and in his letter, he said, I'm a victim of cancel culture. And this is political, this is what he said, cancel culture and political assassination. And that's really what he supports. How are you going to complain that you're a victim of something that you support, but you're only upset when they do it to you? It was the craziest thing ever, but it's beautiful. I love when yahoos like himself, MAGA, or far-right extremists just expose the stupidity, hypocrisy, and the just absolute buffoonery of their hypocrisy. I love it when they do it to them.
Okay, CEO, did you nominate your?
There's 2 new breaking news things in the press conference. One of them's tied to what you just said, Reggie. So first one is, does Trump support federal agencies contracting with Elon Musk's AI company? Levitt responds, I don't think so. Reporter follows up, so he would want the DOJ to cancel the contract with Elon. She responds, I'll talk to him about it. Yes. And then the second thing is she just said, we have moved forward with interviewing Miss Maxwell, which we believe will be taking place very soon.
Did my phone die? What's going on?
No. I don't even know what, what did you just say?
I just want to tell y'all, I watch Fox News now because they be kind of getting in trouble in them ass. They currently have Tulsi, what's her name, Gabbard, Baskin, that's what I call her. They have her up against the wall because she can't answer none of the questions while she want to press Obama for the same things that Marco Rubio let him do, and then they did an investigation on it afterwards and found nothing. But now
support with front foot. He only had one son that actually supported like making the money. Over the other, I think it was his daughter and the other son are like we're totally against all that Trump report and shit. That fake news. Are they having some type of issue, y'all? The Cuban father in court because supposedly they were, I guess, they were all supposed to take over and because they weren't on board with the bullshit that they were doing.
I think he was talking about Ivanka and Jared, it sounds like.
I feel so sorry. No, let's talk about, what's his name? Hoover. His kids. We only have one changed his mind, but I think it was for money, because they were making money off these damn salacious ass stories. But the other two, they weren't on board.
No, but I mean like the like Tucker Carlson. Well, he not at Fox, but I was keeping it at Fox. But like, what's the little man? He kind of looks like a South Park character. He works for Fox, and he always used to be real antagonistic to the Democrats. But he's the one. No, not Tucker. He got blonde hair. He's not fat. He's a little portly. But anyway, he works for Fox. But he was the one pressing them about the Epstein files. And now he's the one pressing Tulsi Gabbard. And I think that's the only time the Epstein files are going to matter.
Harbor.
If they don't send that out, then people gonna turn on him.
Yeah, but a lot of MAGA has been calling Fox News fake news.
Yeah, that's why I think it's gonna be a civil war. And I'm here for it. Like,
we're gonna be outside eating that popcorn.
yeah, you gonna let her talk to you like that?
I'll have to watch from my window. Have y'all seen white folks on St. Patrick's Day? Yeah, when it's Trump. Yeah, I don't know. Great shit. Y'all be fighting regular.
Yeah. No, have you ever seen white boys fight, period? Forget on St. Patrick's Day. They go in, okay?
All that wild swinging and stuff. Excuse me, Connor.
No, they get downright belligerent. Like, yeah, it's not good. When they get to fight,
they fight crazy.
Yeah.
But if you all you gotta do is hit them with a 1-2. Yeah, go straight through that. Sit your ass down.
See, I ain't talking about like on white crime. I'm talking about the white on white.
Oh, they be fighting, swinging all wild. They be looking like,
yes. Beating somebody.
Have any of y'all ever watched those slap competitions?
Hell yeah. I reposted one not too long ago.
Oh my God.
So it's like we're gonna have the big missiles, the speedy missiles, not so speedy missiles.
No way. Yeah, I can't take that Let's Let Them one. Because I mean, it's like thing.
Oh my God. That is so fascinating to me.
you slap
And
her.
the way they have worked their face muscles, like they do those face muscle things. That is insane.
Wait, so Dr. A.G. Dr. A.G., your PhD role model in the black community watches slapping competitions?
Oh, absolutely. I thought, we are just in an amazing cultural moment with this like creation of all of these new sport-like activities and the motivations for them. You know, like some of these inventions are very much connected to what's happening in our political culture, like changing demographics and have a new genre of winter sports, like with the snowboarding and the X Games, right? That was sort of an early part of that. But and now we're seeing the emergence of all of these sports that have to do with the expression of just aggression and rage. All these new like rage sports.
Have you seen Extreme Hunting?
Yes, I find
That's what I watch.
fascinating. People are creating
That's my favorite redneck sport.
your anger or whatever. Sorry.
The people go and they shoot and they hunt all the like invasive animals, so like coyotes, wild boar, and then sometimes they'll take like different animals and let them hunt. I watch that one. That's like my new redneck obsession.
I've never seen that. I've never seen that.
Ooh, it's so good. You ever heard of a mink? You know the mink that you get like they kill?
Yeah, they're tiny little animals.
Yeah, so they take these hunters, they have like pet minks, and they take them with them, and they'll like call them to like a farm or like a chicken coop, and they let the mink go, and the mink can kill anything up to like a raccoon size, and they wrestle them down, they like let them loose. It's so fascinating. I'll be up till like 4 o'clock in the morning watching.
Not the minks taking revenge.
And they be getting them. They get them from like they rescue them from the places where from the farms. So they'll go in, they'll rescue them, like a whole bunch of them, and they be real mean.
To abuse them in another manner.
Well, this is what they want to do. They love to hunt. This is what they would do in nature. But they be about to get electrocuted and be put on somebody's shoulder in the one farm. It's interesting, baby. You should watch it.
Like
No, you gotta do faux fur. Well, Peter gonna gonna do you like Kim K. They threw powder all over that lady. They did. She was gonna go in and they said, have some of this.
Did you close the room last night?
I went to sleep.
I mean, think about it. If you have just like a waistcoat, right? A waist mink coat, or even like a stole, like one of those mink stoles, it takes at least 10 to 15 minks to make that. If you have like a full-length coat, depending on the size of the mink, whether you get like a baby one or an adult one, it could take up to like 60 adult minks to make a full-length mink coat.
Have you ever felt it?
Yeah, I had my grandmother's.
Serious.
Yeah, I had my grandmother's stole. They're very soft.
Or a chinchilla.
My mom gave me hers that she had when she was younger, and it's a short jacket, and it's nice. I love it.
My granddaddy got one. I always be like, as soon as you come up out of here, go ahead and wheel that to me, player. I will throw paint on your animal jacket. You an animal lover? Yeah. Oh yeah, you from California.
I got a rabbit, I got a mink. Yeah, I'm a mink.
They gonna do you just like Kim K.
I ain't saying
You seen they did it to Lil' Kim? She tried to chase them. Did she?
Yeah.
They threw paint on her.
I wish somebody would do me.
Oh yeah, we got a scrap.
It'd be over.
You about to go the same route this mink went.
Nah, y'all gonna get some mink. That's the only mink y'all gonna get.
I mean, if they throw the paint on it, you can fight all you want to. It ain't gonna stop
Your
it.
jacket done, yeah, it's right.
Yeah, your jacket is
Done deal.
But I'm gonna knock that out.
They gotta pay for it.
Well, if you run like that, you have more animals.
And we both going to jail.
That's the problem. I think they want more dead animals because you come around gonna get me wet. I want to agree with you.
It's gonna be a primate bid.
They don't do that in Michigan, They don't do that in Michigan because I mean, it's so eager, some people prefer, so they don't do that here.
No, they do it for, they do it to celebrities, and you go on somewhere and they do it right there. That shit be funny as hell.
Yeah.
They got enough folks together. I'm an animal lover, but I'm not doing that. It's, I was, like 3 years ago, this white man kicked a slave, you know, there's like offers in there, and it was
Those people are not merely animal lovers or they're animal rights organizers. Those people are activists. They don't care. They don't care if they go to jail. They don't care if you beat them up. They don't care if they die. That's why they chain themselves to trees. Like they had that lady when I looked at her, they chained herself to the tree to save 1 hour. You know, like they're activists.
Dr. A.J. died, you told me, look, I'm not afraid if you would, or if you was better known, but not, they had trust me, freedom to breathe, so they say you're with love with that person. So it's on me to say, I just remember, I didn't even want to so all of a sudden, all these adopt them shot, but we knew them, oh my God, they did that to me too. Man, I had so many let go. Like we said, they're activists. They feel different kamikaze. I don't care if I get caught. I don't care how this thing's out. They don't give a fuck. Like they
found that.
Last year I had puppies. I took them up to this place where they be, you know, just to sell. Because I had like 3 that I just could not get rid of. I went out with so I went out to the facility. Yeah,
as the people that were coming in. So you really gotta kind of, I know it sounds weird, but you gotta differentiate between the people that are responsible and not the people that are getting licensed and inspected and paying their annual renewal fees and all that shit. They're gonna pay them right if they're paying that.
People don't want you to make no money. They want it to be just all months. Like it's he was like, we don't believe in man-made breeds. We believe like people should make money off of breeding dogs or whatever. I don't really agree with all of that. I think that it really should go towards legislation, like how in the UK, if you breed a dog, you can't just say, hey, I got a pit bull, you got a pit bull, let's make puppies. You gotta register it. They gotta test your dog's genes. It has to be 6 generations apart, so there's no inbreeding. And your dog has to pass a test to be able to do work, like do its intended purpose. So if you have a German Shepherd, it has to be able, or a Doberman, any of those guard dogs, it has to be able to pass a police test or you can't get rid of it. I think they should implement shit like that. That would fix a lot of shit. But you could just buy a dog and say, oh, I gotta go to the treatment to just make a baby, and then you start making money. I don't think that's right, so I do agree with that. But I don't really care for months. I don't want to put either, but just in the UK, those the breed that I bring to the UK, I was the first one. I franchised in Europe. I had the UK Europe over there. That was where the American Bully breed got introduced. Like that was the first dog show over there. Stuff in BGK birthday bash. They actually banned the whole shit. They banned bullies and pigs. That's no yeah, that's a complete ban. It's very in the middle of the I mean, I can see them doing that because they have those lazy breeds. They need to turn everything out there. They did it. They banned this shit. Right. I have zero respect for either whatsoever. Zero respect. Change yourself to a black person if you want to say something. Sit down. I feel like, I mean, my thing is, I think there are animals that need to be saved. Not dogs. There's plenty of people that love dogs, right? You know what I'm saying? Like those buffalo, like those animals that's like keystone species. We need to take your ass to Colorado, jump in front of one of them rangers, or that your ass won't do that. Leave Kim alone. Like she just want the shit. Go to the factory.
Well, they be doing that too. They be blowing up the don't people go home. I ain't mad at them. And some stuff over at DHS, and some stuff over at the State Department is relatively small. And then FBI, the FBI has grown a little bit, where you can collapse quite a bit. Then we could probably go to a defense structure, and then one other analytic structure, not a bunch of human and all this other stuff, because the CIA is broken. They're totally broken. I mean, they have overdone the reliance on technology to the detriment of interacting with human beings around the world. And so that skill set is damn near gone. So those are just some things off the top of my head that could be done, but now's the time to do it. And Chelsea can't do it on her own. She's going to need people like myself and others to come in and sit down and really whiteboard this thing out, get some chalk out, and structure how we want to do this. But there is going to have to be whole cloth release of people from the intelligence community. We cannot have the culture that exists. So that's an accountability issue, right? So even though people are going to go, well, it wasn't me. Well, you know what? We're letting this level of people go. I mean, people don't know, for example, to give you one example, Nick, for generals and admirals, what we call IOs.
So what's that? We're going to anyone here again?
No, I got it too.
Yeah, Jennifer, I'm trying to check. I think you're there.
Not there. I stepped out of the office.
Okay. And there's a weird issue now. I'm trying to get back here. Just a second. But,
Yeah, Nick, not for nothing, bro. For your first base, General Swim and Mike Johnson.
I'm going to give you a few minutes too, but it'll be kind of cool.
Bro, we met, like, who
before Nick's order. That's what happened. And Nick, I'm sure you'll love that. Hey, you could be out some Gucci all the time, man. I'm telling you. You could be out doing real journalism, real out there in the street with the people, or you can come back here and get everyone important on our perspective. I think. I speak to the. I still think we're in a little bit of an issue with General Flynn. I'm going to see here. So General Flynn, if you can like totally close out of the app, like force close the app and come back, that would be fantastic. I think that might fix your issue. Either that, or if you've got an external microphone, you might have to take that out because it sounds all robotic. So, I don't think you can hear you. Okay, we'll try to get back here in a second. But yeah, we get TJ Roberts in here real quick. In the meantime, TJ Roberts is a Kentucky State Representative and constitutional attorney. And been one of my best friends for years, way before he was doing this whole Twitter thing. TJ Roberts, welcome to the stage. I know you haven't seen the criminal referral yet against Barack Obama going to the DOJ, but, you know, what's your gut feeling telling you here? I mean, could we possibly see part of this all actually be prosecuted here?
It's certainly possible. I mean, one of the things to realize is the federal government does not indict people unless they are extrely confident that they can get a conviction.
Hang on, give me 1 second there. Let me try and jump onto mic one more time. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, how about now?
Yeah, there you go. Now, TJ, just hold for like a few minutes. We're going to get feeling right stuff with the general, and then I want you to ask that question. This is a very important question. Thanks, sir. All right, General. Thank you. Before you jump out there.
Well, I mean, what I was talking about was the income, and it can be done. Tulsi's going to need some help. She's going to need some outside help because the Fox is in the hen house, and what they're going to try to do is just, whitewash the whole thing. So it is going to be painful. Now's the time in U.S. history to do it. We won't have another time with any other president. So, and she's not going to be able to do it alone. She does have a good team. Her team has gotten her to this point where she's really, really laid out some incredible crimes against our country by a former president and his national security team. So anyway, I'll stop there, Nick, because I do have to split, and I appreciate what you and everybody here, everybody, all of us, we have got to continue to fight. This country was built on the backs of sacrifice, and we're going to have to continue to sacrifice. So, thanks everybody for allowing me to speak first.
General Flynn, congratulations on being officially vindicated at this point. As I said, we all knew that this was a hoax from the beginning, but we were told and demeaned and banned from social media and stuff from backing you for years, which is ridiculous. I mean, you've probably been banned in multiple spots too. They tried to cancel you, and now, we turned out to be right. We knew it. So congratulations to that, General. Thank you so much for your time, and keep fighting, sir. You're back.
Yep, God bless.
I'm buying tonight, sir.
All right, TJ, I want you back on that. Actually, ask you that question about what could possibly be the next step here. Do you see there being any real chance that the DOJ pushes forward with charges against anybody in this cabal?
I hope so. Look, the federal, the Obama administration, his post-presidency actions, Hillary Clinton, basically the entire American left, framed a sitting president for treason and kneecapped just about his entire first term. It's indefensible, and I would say that in itself, especially with the weaponization of government, the use of our intelligence agencies to frame someone for treason is in itself at least sedition. That said, Department of Justice does not, they just don't prosecute unless they are confident that they can get a conviction. The conviction rate at a federal level, once an indictment's handed down, is 97%, and it's because they're extremely selective about which cases they pursue. A case against Barack Obama. So I just want to start out with a few fundamentals. First of all, anything he did after leaving office, he is not entitled to immunity under. last year, the Supreme Court largely gave a groundwork for what we can look at in terms of presidential immunity. The actions President Obama took during his term as president to frame President Trump for treason, there's a three-part analysis. First of all, you have to check whether or not the president was acting pursuant to a core constitutional function. I don't think that's the case here. If it was a core constitutional function, he would be entitled to absolute immunity. Then there's a second and third. The third prong is pretty easy. If they're not engaged in official action, there is no immunity. The second one is sort of a gray zone. And I think that's what we have here, because what we have is the president utilizing the CIA, the intelligence community, to gather intel and, as I said, frame a political opponent for treason, of colluding with an enemy intelligence agencies that plainly do have to use someone for treason from there, if that's within an official act. So one of the closest examples that was considered an official act was when President Trump was communicating with Mike Pence about not certifying the 2020 election. The Supreme Court held that was an official act, which gives a presumption of immunity. The burden is on the government to rebut the presumption that this was actually an official act. And I think there's a good argument to be made that this was not an official proceeding. This was just something that the president was doing, that he just so happened to have these toys and he decided to use them to weaponize it against a political opponent. Now, as a matter of Supreme Court case law, they cannot use Barack Obama's motivations, but I think they can take these overt actions to say he's falsifying records, he is hooking up a coordinated smear piece through the media, through the intelligence communities, in order to say that the President of the United States is compromised. And I don't see how there's any official act of the President that could possibly justify what he did. His lower level conspirators, they're not entitled to presidential immunity as well. And yes, I want to see prosecutions over this. I want to see prosecutions over this fundamental weaponization of government against the American people, against President Trump. So there's a lot to go on it. The case that is the most important one is Trump versus United States, for those who are looking to really get an idea of what kind of hurdles the DOJ is going to have to overcome if they want to follow through on D&I Gabbard's criminal referral.
Yeah, and it seems like this is a very deep situation here. I don't know who else necessarily has had, I know there's been more than one criminal referral sent. The one that's been confirmed that we know of is to Barack Obama. Tulsi Gabbard, for those who missed it, Tulsi Gabbard did confirm that in a press briefing today, which was huge, absolutely huge. I mean, I don't see those wheels turning, but now Tulsi Gabbard has done her job, and she's continuing to do her job, still dropping documents. The ball is in the DOJ's court. They're the ones that have to I've been people in my comment section, and believe it or not, I do read my comment section a lot, because I like to gauge, what people are feeling. And people would say, oh, well, why doesn't she just have them arrested? Well, she can't do that. That's not her job. She does not have the power of arrest. She is not a law enforcement agency. She heads up the entire U.S. intelligence community. That's her role. So Tulsi has done her part. The DOJ must do theirs. Okay, that's where we should be putting that pressure at this point. And I know a lot of people are fed up with the way that Pam Bondi has been handling some other situations. But you've got the president pushing really hard on that. You've got Tulsi Gabbard pushing hard on that. I mean, there is... At this point, if we were to see an arrest TJ, and so we have to tell you Roger Stone's there, so stop there for a few minutes, because I want to talk about how Kitover's feeling on the ground about the entire situation. But, TJ, where would Obama be prosecuted in? Does it have to be in Washington, D.C.? Because that seems like that would be definitely something more on Barack Obama's side there.
So, generally speaking, the venue is where the offense took place, but another argument that can be made is where someone was injured. I mean, just one example of a new possible incoming prosecution. I know Senator Rand Paul has referred to Anthony Fauci to the Department of Justice for criminal prosecution now that more evidence has shown that the auto pen was used to pardon people, and it was not the actual president, it was staffers deciding who got a pardon and who didn't get a pardon. Where people were victimized is another possible area. President Trump is one victim in this, and he was a resident of Washington, D.C. at the time, but he was also a resident of New York. He's currently a resident of Florida. When jurisdiction questions come in, the way that I would look at it, and by the way, I have never served as a prosecutor, and my licenses are only in Kentucky and Ohio. That said, the federal rules of civil procedure regarding jurisdiction and venue are uniform. There's an argument to be made that this could be lodged in Florida. This could be lodged in the state of residence. Yeah, this could be lodged in any district court where anyone was framed for collusion. So any of President Trump's staff members who were falsely accused of being a part of a conspiracy to hijack the federal government on behalf of a foreign power, their state of residency in their district, those are appropriate.
That's a great point. This is a point because a lot of the naysayers have been saying, well, you have to be prosecuted in Washington, D.C., and he's never going to get convicted in Washington, D.C. What you're saying is he doesn't necessarily have to be prosecuted in Washington, D.C. They could potentially, have a different venue somewhere else in the country.
I think it's possible. I'm not saying 100% because I would have to read the full criminal referral, but
which I don't think is
right, and that's the entire thing. Is like, so my question would be, who are the victims? Where did the specific actions happen? Was Barack Obama always in Washington, D.C. when he was doing these things? Were his co-conspirators all in Washington, D.C.? Think about it. The Trump versus United States case, it was also prosecuted in Georgia, in a state court. So, just looking at what these guys did to President Trump, it actually lays out a groundwork. Obviously, mistakes were made on their end. There's a reason the Supreme Court bounced the prosecution of President Trump and remanded a significant portion of it to the district court. That said, they pursued criminal charges against him in Florida as well. So there are arguments to be made of saying Washington, D.C. is not the only appropriate venue. It's not the only appropriate jurisdiction in this. And the people at the Department of Justice, they're not slouches. You don't get a 97% conviction rate by being a third-rate attorney. You just don't. These are good attorneys, and they know the case law surrounding jurisdiction, particularly at the criminal level. In a whole lot of these cases, procedure matters more than substance. Even if you've got me beat on substance, if I have you beat on procedure, I will win the case. So I genuinely think that there is an argument to be made that this could be taken out of Washington, D.C., this could be taken out of Illinois, this could be taken out of any of these liberal hellholes where a jury would never convict a Democrat but would convict a Republican of assassinating Julius Caesar.
Yeah, so I want to jump in a little bit of breaking news real quick. It looks like the House of Representatives have now made official. They have subpoenaed Epstein accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell to testify under oath. That has just happened. That's now official. And I'm going to jump to Representative TJ. I'm going to jump to Logic real quick, who is a New York litigator. Ghislaine Maxwell was convicted in New York. Maybe you can kind of tell us a little bit here what to expect. What's going to happen here? They're going to drag her in front of Congress, and assuming that she wants to actually talk, she's going to talk. And what are we expecting to get out of this? That's my question. Good Logic, welcome to the stage. I'm leaving you on red, bud. All right, we're tossing back to TJ. TJ, you ready, man? Oh, wait, no, you're here now. Okay, you woke up.
Sorry, brother. You call me up with that?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, I sort of faded out for a second there. I think that TJ's run down here is a bit as far as if you look
to understand and digest Trump v. USA is of obviously critical importance with an Obama referral to the DOJ. The point that I think that people need to recognize is a lot of the stuff that he's doing here is likely starts with the perspective of it being something that is an official duty. Official duties are things that, basically are not part of his core functions that are outlined in the Constitution as what the president has exclusive debate over. But it's powers that he shares with responsibility with other agencies like Congress. And in those areas, if it's deemed to be an official act, he starts with a rebuttable presumption of being immune, which means we're going to start by assuming that he's immune. But if you can show something is manifestly and obviously outside of what he's supposed to be doing in that capacity, even if it's an official act, that is something that he would not have immunity for. So, in that context, looking at these meetings, specifically focusing on those meetings in December, where he has these meetings with Brennan and Comey and Clapper, and that does seem like something you would typically start with an assumption that this is an official act, because even though it's not the Constitution, obviously we're seeing the executive branch is part of what he's supposed to be doing. This is part of what he should, be making sure everyone is on the same page. So it has the appearance of being an official act. However, what's an interesting thing is that same as how they had this, when he's taking steps to basically keep things off of those presidential daily briefings, and he's taking these steps. Presumably, he knows what's supposed to be the briefing, but he knows that also that the incoming president-elect Trump will be seeing these PDBs, and he doesn't want him to see these PDBs. So he's sculpting these PDBs to support that.
These presidential daily briefings, President Trump started getting them when I believe either November 13th or 14th of 2016. That's when he started getting them. And so, people forget operational on the same briefings that Obama was getting at the time.
It's just that they were curious, and they kept out all the parts about the initial findings of the intelligence community. That's why they were curious. And I was very curious. I was very curious about this when I was first looking at this. I was like, well, what is the initial assessments of the intelligence community? And that's why I came to the conclusion. And the response to that is no. He knew everything. He knew exactly what was supposed to be in those briefings, but he also knew that Trump was going to see these briefings. So that's why he specifically had them carved them out so that Trump would not realize what the initial findings of the intelligence community were, and that would enable him to refute everything. So that's why it's carved out. That type of action there does not take anything deemed an official act. An official act, like I said, has a rebuttable presumption of being something that has immunity, but it was manifestly something that is outside the bounds of what you're supposed to be doing. And you think that carving out information that is supposed to be coming to the president-elect, and it's carving that information out because it doesn't want Trump to see it, that now, you now have to look at the reason and his duty behind it, and ask yourself, what great reason could anyone have for carving that out and having that excluded and kept, because the only person who's not seeing it then is the president-elect. So it plays very consistently with this being an objective of being subversive to the incoming administration and stopping them from taking steps in that direction. So that was the first point that I want to make. It's an interesting thought whether or not that would show that even some of his official duties perhaps are manifestly in opposition to what he's supposed to be doing in that function, that role. And if so, even if it's an official, even if it's deemed an official act, that would not be something that would be warranted to have presidential immunity as laid out in Trump versus USA. Another point I wanted to make here is people are asking questions of jurisdiction. I'll tell you right now that because of the way Trump v. USA is structured, because of the way the decision is written, the Supreme Court
basically say, we can't really define what official act is, and there's presumption of immunity, and they reference Lansing, which is a case that came out a year earlier, and was talking about what would be considered manifestly outside of what he's supposed to be doing, and they basically tried giving general guidelines, and without leaving the determination of that key element of what is considered official act versus not an official act at the discretion of the district court judge, which means that whoever the district court judge is in the case that wouldn't have come before them has all the power in the world to basically say there's nothing here of dismissing this case, or the opposite, this really looks like there's something here, and I will recognize these as being acts that he can be brought up for purposes of prosecution and press the case forward. That judge will have all the influence in the world as to whether this case sees the light of day, or basically vanished 10 seconds after it comes into his court. And that's why the jurisdiction of this order is so utterly essential. Now, assume that these trials are going with respect to an ongoing conspiracy here. First and foremost, I would think that the proper charges here would be a RICO charge, and those RICO charges on Trump in Georgia. I would think that a RICO charge here against Obama and his entire administration would seem to make sense, and that way you can have these continuing factors, and I would need to have it come in within the last 5 years, and that's why what I would be.
Good logic, but aren't RICO charges really hard to convict on?
No, they're not. They're not. I understand that Diddy managed to slip out of the RICO charge. RICO is a whole can of worms. RICO is a big piece of that beer case. But it certainly is not a hard
Definitely.
So we're just saying RICO means to sort of like break that down quickly.
Yeah, sure. RICO was an act that the government passed in the 70s, which was designed to basically go after the mafia. And it's racketeering, influence, corruption.
This is a movie if I've never seen one. Just saying, go ahead.
Right, and so it was really crafted to try and go after criminal organizations, which they basically say it has to have a pattern of engaging in illegal conduct by an organization of 2 or more persons, and so you have to find at least 2 people, which you clearly would have here, and you need to have multiple felonies, and then the idea that this pattern of what they're engaging in now qualifies for the RICO, which is a maximum life sentence. And if in fact they bring RICO, you're still going to have potential statute of limitations issues. But I think that there are certain acts for the cover-up of this entire thing that almost assuredly happened under Obama's watch after he came back into power, and he used the way of Mar-a-Lago as potentially being part of a cover-up of the country.
He continues to exist, and he uses to act right. And that's the part I don't get it. Like,
I think we give passes for MAGAs. We could give passes to people that have mental illness.
okay. See, Mel gets grace, and I agree. I give grace. But don't think that it ain't gonna be coming. When you act up and you get put out, you know why. It's gonna be you complaining about it, it's gonna be you going to crying about it. You can't have both. You can't be the aggressor and the victim at the same time. You get aggressive, people put you out. Don't then become the victim. Oh, that ain't right. No, because you cannot adhere to whatever situation you're having. There has to be consequences. So yeah, I forgive, keep it moving, but just know that that'll be consequences.
I agree with that, sister.
No, and
Now I get why you responded the way you did.
amazing. You see what I'm saying?
Some people were into consequences. They didn't were into unknown, so they have to learn.
Something there. Fucking mouth. Like I can tell, like you. That interview would only be on an app. And they never said this in probably in person because you know good when we don't get we disconnect with everybody. Yeah, but well, it's the workplace. It's not a safe place. Don't bring that to your work, man. This